days lay ahead like gold medals. When the rhythm of your lover's pumping shoes slowly abate. When does your respirator turn down? 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 Doppler, Natex. Your respirator, when does it turn down? Your respirator, when will it turn on?
They're in.
Welcome to the Leafcast. We're a first-time reader show based on epic fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is the technical gremlin that just stole my brother from the screen. But we are here to talk about The Gathering Storm. I'm sure he'll be back. Guys, don't worry about it. We're going all the way up to chapters 30, and this is episode 182. So delighted to have everyone here. Let's get out our burner phones. Let's get these numbers up. Tell everyone we're going live. It's always a fun time. All right, so I'm assuming Dan will get back, but let's bring in our first-time readers. and they lived.
Happily ever after.
Or did they? Or did they just
What's up?
kill each other at night and wake up?
That is
worst-
the question. That is the question on my mind. What did they do, though? Did they live? I don't know.
We'll get there. I'm loving the you're a businesswoman's look, Quesadilla.
Thank you so much. I'm here on official Hinder Snap business.
You're
Murder biz, because what the fuck and what the fuck more. So
Snap murder biz.
hi, yeah, Hinder Snap murder biz. Also, skeleton earrings, if you can see, to represent all the death in that little beautiful little town. May
What
they
death?
rest in peace. And then I don't know. Death. I don't know. Sorry about my bangs. They're really fabulous
What
today, though. Yeah,
death?
thank you.
Oh God.
Maybe no death. I was like, that's really terrifying. Why did you put me up close? Oh my God, though. Wait, do it again, because I have something for Josh. Just wanted to say. Recognize anybody?
Oh, yes, I do. Nice.
That's supposed to be upside down on a cruise ship, I've heard.
The
Is
Furby?
it
Oh, it's
your,
not- That's not pineapple?
It's
That's
a furry.
Oh,
it's a furry
it is a
pineapple.
There you go.
It's a very functional piece of art that Josh gave me. I use it regularly.
For picking
It's
ice.
very useful, in fact. You wouldn't think it to look at it.
Uh-huh,
But-
uh-huh.
But look
It
at
fit-
all the
it-
tools.
everything-
Look
it-
at all
it
the
fits
tools.
for-
There you go. Oh, Matt Stagger. All right, Matt Stagger just gave us $20 to just skip chapter 30 entirely.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
knows if we'll even make it that far?
I think we have to. We are obligated to now, Brother Dan.
We may have to.
Big one, Matt Stagger, respectfully, because
Respectfully.
no way in hell.
The gang's all back. We're all back together.
Yay!
It's been a couple weeks. You guys
Yay.
golf
Now, I
doing your own
found out
thing.
a couple days ago that you guys didn't even finish the assignment last week. You skipped a couple chapters, or you didn't finish.
What? We haven't finished the assignment. What are you talking
We
about,
didn't
Carrie?
make it all the way through.
No, we'll talk about them. We got a lot to talk about.
We super
Oh yeah, we
finished
got a lot
everything
to
Hey.
talk
hard.
about.
Hey, we get an A for effort.
I don't know, what you are referencing.
Hey,
We always finish our shit. So.
But you do make a very good point, Carrie. We do have a lot to cover. Should we just jump in?
Yeah, jump in like Flynn.
And like
All right.
that.
Are we in chapter 25?
We're on chapter 25. Yeah.
What?
Well, who is
Wait,
it?
what? We are.
Yeah, we didn't do that last week.
We read it, but we
You
didn't.
guys-
We didn't
you
cover
guys-
it.
You guys didn't talk
Oh.
about a couple chapters last week, so
So yeah.
Well,
So-
that tracks.
so-
Brother Dan, who's that diver who was famous and then he smacked his head on the diving board?
Greg Louganis.
Oh
Was that? Is
my
that okay?
God.
Yeah. Greg Louganis.
Okay, that was the name of my head, but then I thought maybe there's like a disease named after him, like
That's Lou Gehrig's disease, Ryan.
That's Lou Gehrig's disease.
it's not the Greg Louganis disease.
That's
Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
It's that rare disease you get from wearing really tight speedos.
Crohn's disease, Ryan.
Oh no.
Crumbs
Gout.
disease.
Crohn's.
All right, well,
This is so sad. I don't.
Dan,
What?
come up with a snappy segue to chapter 25. Speaking of Crohn's,
Crohn's is deep into your body. There's no light there. And this chapter 25 is called In Darkness.
yes.
It's a Syrian point of view.
Oh!
Yeah.
Get it. Andy does it. Look at that. Improv king. What?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shiriam is creeping around. She is scared. She's like peeks in her tent before even going in. She is. Let's see. It talks about her just kind of contemplating what she's done. She's like, "Yeah, I was black, but I didn't want to." Says, "Quote: She joined to rise in White Tower politics to have the power to punish those who spited her. She never wanted to participate in some final reckoning with the Dragon Reborn. She certainly never desired to have anything to do with the Chosen. But here she is, in way over her head. She opens her eyes because she feels power, and there is a jet black figure standing above her cot. clothed in an unnatural darkness. And this is Shadow Haran, right?
Shadow Haran.
Uh-huh.
I feel like
Right.
being clothed in unnatural darkness is definitely a Ty Shar moment. No? Yes? What?
Yeah.
Clothed in an unnatural. Yeah, I like that very much.
Unnatural?
Unnatural dark.
I give you the
Wow,
no.
Ryan.
Yeah, I gave
we
you the
do
no.
not we do not kink shame in this room, mister.
Okay.
Excuse me.
But unnatural.
no.
Are we talking the depths of a sex doll?
Use
Yes,
your
of
imagination.
course.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
All of
Obviously,
the
Ryan.
Of course.
Obvious.
That fleshlight that Joe Rogan made me buy in the 80s was clothed in unnatural darkness.
Ryan, you bought a
There you go.
flashlight in the 80s?
Yeah,
Yeah,
before they were
seriously.
invented.
Wow.
All right, everyone, if you like this kind of sort of.
Nerd or something? What? You were prepared in the 80s? Something
You-
So,
I was
Shadar
15.
Haran is like, hey, Sharon,
Yeah.
here's the deal. You're the keeper of the Chronicles. You're in a pretty tight spot here. Like, tight meaning tight.
tight squeeze,
Shit,
baby.
it's tight. And so she's
Yes.
like, he's like, I have need of you.
Toy like a toiga.
He says, Egwin must be deposed. Just like, what?
What?
I put her as the Amerlin because a
You asked me
chosen
to,
told me.
asshole.
Yeah. And he answers. He's like, yeah, quote, she has proven to have been a poor choice. We needed a child, not a woman with merely the face of a child. She must be removed. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, how are you talking to him? How are you using them? He's like, well, the rings. We have these rings.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Well, actually, no. It says several in the shape of an amber plaque, several others in the shape of an iron disc, then a handful of rings.
Well,
He's
that's
like,
kinda
oh
cool.
yeah, sleep weavers.
I have a quick comment here, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
How do we know it's Shadar Haram? Because she refers to the person as Great Mistress. I thought this was a Forsaken.
Oh, okay, good point. It says it wasn't Halima, it was a rasping voice. And it says such strength. It seemed likely that this was one of the chosen, either that or at least a very powerful servant of the Great Lord, far above Sharian.
Yeah. So I don't
What?
know
So-
who it is, but I was thinking,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he does. She does refer to her in the feminine. Who
Yeah,
is this?
so that's why I thought maybe it was one of the Forsaken that was hanging out at the tower because they
The one who's
leave
hanging
to
out in the White
go
Tower.
into the
It's not a
tower.
bad guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So which one is that again?
Or maybe
Refresh me.
maybe Shadow Haram goes both ways.
I like it.
Weaver.
But we don't ever hear her say that there was channeling, so she didn't detect anything, right?
She does.
No,
says,
she can sense its power.
She senses
Yeah.
power, but not channeling.
But that's what they sense, though, right?
Oh man, this is so confusing.
hold
The
on.
freaking the
There
power
was a woman,
versus the one power versus the truth. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It says there was a woman with great strength in the power standing outside her tent. So yes, Carrie.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. The raspy voice. I just assumed it was,
Shadow Haram,
guy.
yeah.
So is it
Shadow
Halima?
Harry. Said it was not Halima.
Not Halima,
It-
right?
Well, that's
Okay,
Because
Sharian
Halima
saying.
wouldn't channel as a woman either necessarily.
It says it wasn't Halima.
When we had that POV with Grendel in that faraway desert area where they were having a meeting with all the chosen,
Uh-huh.
didn't she say that somebody was hanging out in the tower?
She did.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember which
Yeah.
one it was. Was
Uh-huh.
it Massima? No.
Well, I mean, we haven't sussed that out yet.
I'm trying to remember the Forsakens and where they are.
Yeah, no, it's assumed there's one in the tower, and
Well, we know
Um,
that there's one in the tower because she showed up in her gown in the vision to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
and
Wait.
also, as I'm remembering,
Who was the one?
go on.
Sorry, who was the one that was with that was going to the Black Aja girl? The Alvira. How do you
Alviarin?
say her name?
Alviarin.
Alviarin. There was a Forsaken that
Pronounce
went in front
this.
of her in the tower. Who the hell was that?
Oof.
I don't think we know.
No
Although
clue.
we could probably figure it out based upon where we know the other ones are.
We could probably sort it out using.
So
our
I'm
powers
making
of
an assumption
deduction.
that it's the same. I'm making an assumption that it's the same person.
Well, let's keep in mind this is at the rebel camp. This is not in
Yeah,
the
this
White
isn't
Tower.
in the White Tower.
No, but Brother Dan, small detail.
But I like Kate to just do the whole show in that accent.
What?
Yeah.
A small T, would you?
Oh well, Josh reminded me of a Wheel of Time sort of.
Quickly lost it.
Sorry. Oh well, Joshy Pie, sweetie cunt,
Yes.
reminded me of a right young lad that might be running a sort of spaceship type time machine situation and another dimension sorts. You
That's
know.
amazing. That's awesome.
So Ryan,
Like
say
a-
it again. No.
Oh, when this dark figure left, they created the portal or the gateway, walked through it, and I think she thought she saw like the stoneworking of the White Tower.
Yeah.
Right
that's
here?
What I was.
Yeah, and at the end of the scene, when she exuant for
Yeah,
all
it
the
says she caught a glimpse of the familiar tiled hallways of the White Tower on the other side.
yep.
The sleep weavers, there's 20 of them. They said, but they have one, so I guess we have like 19. She's like,
Superfly in
excellent.
the heels.
Excellent. I want all 19. Bring them to me. Bring them to me, and you'll be
Remove a toe or a
rewarded.
finger for each one you don't bring.
Right. It'll cost you a finger or a toe. You have 3 days to get them to me.
It'll
She's all
cost you a
fucked.
finger or a toe.
Yeah, I haven't decided. But a digit.
Maybe some toe, maybe many toes, maybe just.
Well, there are 19. If you have no, let's say she didn't get any of them. That's 19. So it would have to be all fingers and one
All
toe,
fingers and all
or all
toes.
toes and one
Oh
finger.
my god! Maybe
Yeah,
it's just-
anything over 10, you have no choice.
What would you keep if you had to lose 19 of them? What one thing would you keep?
Oh
I keep my middle finger.
I knew
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that, Dan. I
I
knew
can
you were gonna
flip
say
the world
that.
off.
So fucking predictable.
That does make the most. I mean, what limb would you choose, Josh?
Yes, the thumbs up, baby.
Come
At least-
on.
You know what?
At least you
I
could-
could you know what? I changed
This
it.
guy.
I would do thumb as well, because then I could just text the world, "Fuck you," instead of
Fuck
having a
you.
middle finger that does. And then
That's
it's fun to
true.
text
Then
with the
you
middle
look
finger.
pretty fucking stupid. Just
Yeah, if I'm all just talk. Yeah, it's better when you're like,
you just be real slow at it.
Uh-huh.
It's okay though.
Real slow.
what would you keep,
Real.
Carrie? A finger or a toe?
Of
You can only
course.
keep one.
Probably a finger. I
Uh-huh.
don't know. I
The
don't
pointer?
know.
Which finger,
Well,
Carrie?
right now I'm experiencing a lot of pain on my big toe, so I hack that thing off, man.
Oh
Get rid
yeah.
of that.
Okay.
Take
Oh,
it.
did,
take
hey,
it.
oh,
Well,
Carrie, did you kick
it's a
someone in the face?
sacrifice. Yeah.
Carrie kicked someone in the face and she broke her toe.
Did you?
It
Did
was-
you?
No,
Is that
You
what
should see the other guy though.
He's
Yeah.
pretty
Right?
girl.
That guy's got a toe-shaped hole in his head.
Yeah, no.
So,
His face earned both
Mad
the
toe.
black and the blue belt.
Mad toe, baby. Yeah, Josh. Good.
But I will
His face
I will
on the
say
black
this: my next
Purple belt.
sidebar tangent, my next kung fu test is on Saturday, and I keep leveling up. I don't know how.
Nice.
Well,
Oh,
through
you
sheer
don't know
grit, determination, and raw talent that everyone can see, just by you sitting there, you look like a.
Okay.
You're like a little.
Yeah. What?
Waiting.
Oh my God! When I first met you at the con, I don't remember which one. I was like, that
Rock con,
woman moves
either one.
like death is walking.
Right,
Like-
right. Didn't you get like
You
Crouching
will
Tiger,
take
Hidden
your eye
Dragon?
out with
Oh.
Like she
Hidden
could
Dragon
run
man.
up a tree real fast and stuff.
Oh yeah, at any second, at any second.
Oh my gosh, we need
Like
to make
any weapon on the
Carrie
wall. Yeah.
a shirt that says "Toe Master,"
Yeah.
something like that. Anyways,
But clearly, this a dark
Black
platted
belt.
figure did not understand GE toe.
Geo
Got it all
right?
wrong.
Seriously, got it so backwards. This person's very confused. and I'm not here for it. So we move on to chapter 20.
Okay, yeah, back to the chapter.
Yep. So she remained kneeling, breathing in and out for a long time. Does that work?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, you gotta warn me, Dan.
Nice. Hey, sometimes they sneak up on you, you know? You can't predict these
Well, you
things.
shut
Okay.
down your wife, like, so I was
Really
scared.
quick here.
I know.
I'm probably gonna say it
We're
several
all on-
times on the show. Did you all know that Shiriam was a dark friend? Because I knew back in like book 3.
Oh, did you? Oh, did you, Carrie? Did you so know? I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Wow.
It was either book
I don't
2
know.
or book 3. Okay, do you guys remember
When
the
did
part
we-
where the
I
girls
don't
are
know.
in the tower and they're walking to their rooms and then some gray man attacks them out of the
Yeah.
shadows?
Yeah, we knew it back then.
Shiriam
guessed
was the
it back
first
then
Aes
too,
Sedai that they encountered in the hallway after that
Yeah.
incident. So
Yeah.
I said she was very suspicious.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie,
Agreed.
asking us to remember when we realized anything.
I know, it was like 5 million
for
years
me
ago.
is like
No, but
Josh
I
knew.
No, we
Josh knew
suspected
when we
it back
knew.
then. We definitely suspected it back then.
Yeah,
I
because-
remember feeling sus of Shiriam.
she Riam.
And this is
I
not
I was
the
like,
first. Obviously, she refers to it in this conversation. This is not the first visit from a chosen that she's had. So yeah, she's old hat now.
And
She's a great
Shiriam is
mistress with the
Egwin's.
festival.
And just so I remember, get the details proper right here. Shiriam is Egwin's keeper of the chronicles. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh.
Awkward.
And so both. So both Elida,
Nice, Carrie.
both Elida's keeper of the chronicles and Egwin's keeper of the chronicles are both Black Aja.
Yeah.
I really feel like a grandma right now. I have to look over my glasses to see the screen. Sorry, people. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm simply trying to read properly with these stupid spectacles. Anyways, Josh, what were you saying? That was amazing.
Let's jump into Egwin. We got a lot of chapters. Egwin's in her cell. She's talking to Cian.
Too many S names.
Doesn't matter anymore, Dan. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I glossed over them. She was at the dinner. She is one of the
Yes, bitch.
sitters. And she's like, well, yeah, obviously Elida broke the law, so she is going to be tried. But, I mean, this didn't pass the line where we're going to depose her or anything. She's going to retain that stall. And Egwin just starts hitting her like, don't you see what's going on? The Dark One's stirring. You can't even find your room because the staircase moved like Hogwarts. What's going on?
Yeah.
Very
best.
hot.
But I thought of
The
too when I was
best.
reading that.
Very Hogwartsy, shifty staircases.
That's funny.
So she's like, listen, tell everyone that Elida's shit. Go do what I can't. I'm stuck in this little hole in a rock. Go do it. She's like, yeah. No, you're right. And we do learn that Elida does have grounds to execute Egwin. Just to be clear, Tower Law does say, you claim to be an Amerlin, you get killed. So there is that hanging over her head as well. But she's like, I gotta stay firm.
get dead.
We
I
got
gotta stay firm. Taishar. Gotta stay firm.
Stay firm, baby. Yeah.
That's the only Taishar in that. And then she stays in her cell.
That's right.
Anything about that chapter before we move on?
Thank you, Brandon.
just-
for
Just
Yeah,
a quick
talk-
comment about like when they were talking about the rings and how you had to gather them in like 3 days. I just
Mhm.
thought it was hilarious where she was like, "Oh crap! I should have lied. I shouldn't have told them that there was 20 of them."
Yeah, that was such a forehead slap. But like, you almost feel at that moment like the writer doesn't even like her. So to add that little wrinkle in there is just like Schadenfreude, right? Like she's suffering now, and it's fun. I love it, but
Right, and
We
we
did-
also learned. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go, okay.
No. You go ahead. We also learned what? No, I want to know. What you said.
We also learned that there are some Black Aja that aren't really in it to win it. They joined for petty reasons. This one was political. She wanted to like just kind of get higher up in the White Tower. They aren't necessarily like hail Satan. They're more like, yeah, I'll join Trump's cabinet. I don't.
Hail Dark Ones! Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But
Dan,
isn't
I have
that
I was
kind of
thinking.
references to Trump later
I'm thinking
on
of more
in
like a
chapters.
sleeper agent who's gonna attack when they need to.
But it's also interesting because like it's so categorically opposed
Ops.
to how we thought of Shadow Pals early on, right?
Okay.
I think our theory was that Shadow Pals were often like manipulated or like something was held over their head in order to get them to convert. And apparently that's not true in the case of the Black Aja.
Yeah.
Right. Not every time. You
Not
deal
every
with petty
time, but
things?
sometimes though, sometimes it is, right? Isn't it sometimes? I feel like we've seen a couple of Black Aja who had
They forced them to-
collateral,
More
like
compelled. Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you imagine this scenario? A dark friend approaches an Aes Sedai.
oh,
Like, hey, you want to
Hey.
go black? Once you go black, you never go back.
what's up, baby? You
And-
wanna-
And
Like
like, can you-
literally, your soul and everything.
Yeah.
goes-
Can you imagine
Yeah.
an Aes Sedai just saying nah, and then walking
No,
away
it's-
and like living? Like, I don't. Maybe they like were they Aes Sedai and then they had to be Aes Sedai and then became Dark Friends because of the 3 oaths.
Seems
shit.
like it. Seems like that's the case. Yeah.
Because their new oath to the Dark Friends.
So
Like-
with that, why is wait? No, they have not needed. We know wise women that have been Black Aja, right? That are not Aes Sedai though.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? Sorry. What? Play that one out.
I don't know. You said that there had to be Aes Sedai because of the 3 oaths, but we know of lots
No,
of others that have become.
He's
Black
saying
Aja.
they had to have been
I'm
Aes
sure.
Sedai before they became Dark Friends because of the 3 oaths.
Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't be a
Right.
Dark Friend and become an Aes Sedai and then
What about
They
the
are-
wise women though?
what?
They
Like
don't. They're not
wisdom
bound by the
people
oaths. They don't have no
that are
oath
not-
shit.
It's the
Not
3
bound
oaths
by
that make
oaths.
it so that they can't lie when they're asked if they serve the Great Lord.
Oh, I get it. Okay, sorry. Yes. Got you.
I came
I
up
was
with.
confused. Thank you.
I have a theory that that's where Pillow Friends kind of end within the structure of the White Tower is once the 3 oaths start, right? Because when you're a novice and accepted a novice, you can play games like Never Have I Ever and Truth or Dare.
No, my
and-
God.
Sure.
And, but once
And,
you start, you
the
can't.
dating board game from 1982.
You can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it.
Obviously. yes.
Uh,
Dating
actually.
yourself,
What's
I was
funny
like,
is
are
Dan.
you-
Yeah.
I was
The
like,
funny
oh,
part is Dan played
What?
that last night.
Right? He's like,
That's why it's fresh on his mind.
Yeah, you go. So, but it could be like, all right, let's play Truth or Dare. There's all sitting in like their pajamas. They smoked like some 2 Rivers tobacco. They passed it around. They're
Pajamas?
sitting. No, they're sitting. You know,
I think
it's
they're
like
called
these
jam jams.
jam jams. They're
Jam
sitting in jam jams.
Okay.
And they're playing Truth or
Pillow
Dare,
fight
and they're like,
party.
all
total
right,
sleepover.
you, Kay, Sadai, Truth or Dare? Say truth.
Truth. Dan.
Are you Black
Truth.
Aja?
Oops.
Are you?
Totally.
And everyone goes, "Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Oh,
You do that?"
it's a Black Aja.
Is it cool? Is it kind of cool?
What?
That's
Where did you
kind
go?
of. I imagine it like a very like. Remember Greece
happened?
when they're all kind of having like the slumber party. That's like the ice.
Yeah, I love that scene because it's adorable what men think female sleepovers look like.
Oh, it's so great.
It's so cute.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
and they're-
we totally have pillow fights.
No, and it's always
our
in slow
panties.
motion. Don't forget
Every
slow
time.
motion.
And we are always standing on the bed, apparently, and just whacking each other in slow motion, in panties style, with our hair down, whipping us in the face, so we can't see what we're doing, but it makes sense.
And you're so demure and delicate that you're bouncing on the bed. It's not even disturbing the sheets.
And we just laugh at every single hit too. It's like
and you laugh and you
nothing's
kick up
too
your
hard.
legs, and you can kind of
That
see your
didn't get me
panties.
straight in the eyeball. That didn't slice my corneas open just now. Not at all.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, now I know why. I mean, there's literally no strategy, no skill. There's no fake high, go low.
All right. Well, Mistress Jovi, our sleepovers really negate every point I just made. So can I just not? Thank you.
No, this is a good question, and welcome, Isle Royale. You know, Isle Royale, guys, is a national park that's way up in Michigan, like past the UP. It's like so far.
Past the UP. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you think that anyone came into this
Yes.
sock? No.
Maybe.
Do you think that anyone
Could be.
came into the White Tower already as Dark Friends?
Okay,
Or
the
it was
only
it
way
all
that would
after?
happen. Okay, so here's the deal: if they swore the Dark Friend oath, they could lie their way into the 3-Os and then redo the Dark Friend oath. Like that would be the whole only way that would happen. It would have to be a 3-step process,
Right.
right? Because one like will negate the other, and then you got to reinstate the one. Do we think that ever happened? I imagine that's like why.
Well,
I mean,
hold on,
on one
wait,
level, wait. I got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're next. If 1 in 10 Aes Sedai are Black Aja, then we can just assume that why would they have to like find them before they get to the tower? Just let the tower like weed them out and then turn them when they're already in Aes Sedai. They already got 1 in 10. All right, Brother Dan.
From what I understand, the Black Sisters, when they take the oaths again, that oath to the Dark One does not get diminished. They are then just asked, "Are you a Black Sister?" And that oath supersedes the other oath, but it doesn't negate it per se. Does that make sense? So they're still Black Aja when they retake the oath. It's just that they know then they can't lie.
Yeah, they just got to play that out.
Yeah. I feel like there's also some sort of other situation where they kind of like are sworn to, our great Lord Josh, right? And and they're just like there's something else with like the true power or something maybe that might be able to overcome that situation anyways. Ryan, do you have your hand up? Or are you?
I know. I'm raising my
saluting
hand.
me?
I'm raising my hand. All right. I'm passive aggressively raising my hand.
I'm raising my hand. I'm totally raising my hand.
So yeah, because I really love linear conversations. Going back to your pillow fight, they're sitting there smoking Two Rivers tobacco. Do Aes Sedai get more high or less high? This could be.
I'm seeing weaves, man.
No, I'm seeing weaves. No, I mean,
if they're just contemplating their existence, then like they go into some sort of like other alternate type of dimension situation because they're contemplating their existence, obviously. Then, I think they're just gonna be stoned.
Super high.
No, I mean, they're like they're stronger. They're like you can't like. Aren't they like less susceptible to disease and shit, right? Like they don't get sick ever. Like, yeah, I mean, like, you don't think that would have an effect on whether or not they get as high or more or less than you and I?
So like not as no, because medicine still heals them the same way, and like the things that they use to heal each other still don't seem to like they don't seem to need more. I haven't heard any reference to needing more power to. Have we heard anything about needing more power to heal an Aes Sedai? Like,
Oh yeah, no, those
We've also
So I feel
never.
like that-
Go.
yeah, no, that's just normal. Yeah,
We've also never seen a woman burn some Two Rivers to back, have we?
No,
It's all about the boys.
all boys doing it.
Saturdays are for the boys.
Wait, no, Brigitte, doesn't Brigitte smoke? You know she
What?
smokes. Brigitte.
She always has the light.
Fergie smokes.
She's got to smoke with the boys.
Oh, I love her.
All right, Noman Garden, find a reference of Brigitte
Yeah.
smoking. All right, Carrie.
Or Ludra, or
Can we move on, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
are we done? Chapter 26.
Oh,
Yes.
Do we go
Chapter
down?
26 is called A Crack in the Stone. It has an icon that looks kind of like Cogs, but I think
I think
it's
Crack
kinda
in the
red.
Stone might be a drinking
Crack in the
obligation.
Stone.
Huh?
Yeah, that was me.
You
It
know,
is.
it's a super
and
tight.
It is an Avienda point of view, and she is. Hey guys, guess what? She's doing bullshit. She is. Let's see. What is she doing this time? Oh, she's moving water from one bucket to another, one finger drop at a time.
So amazing.
Yeah.
While you imagine how pruny that finger got, guys. So
This
pruny.
would have. This is like. This feels equivalent to me when I read it to like the what I knew as, and I apologize if I'm not. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but what I knew referenced as the Chinese water torture.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know that reference
Yes.
from history
Yeah.
stuff?
I don't know if it's
Okay.
historical, but yeah.
I
it's
don't
cultural.
know either. It's
Definitely
cultural.
cultural.
It was
Waterboarding
given-
is
Yeah.
what- Waterboarding is what we call it in Guantanamo.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
no, right, Josh, isn't it China?
Is that what it what
Josh
that
just publicly
is?
admitted he's a
No.
security guard at Guantanamo
No.
Bay.
Shut up. Wait, Josh, is that really what it's called though? That's what that was?
No,
No.
I don't think
mean,
that is because it's
Waterboarding
supposed to
is
make
a
you
general
crazy
category
in a
of
different
which
way.
Chinese water torture is a particular, I think.
Chinese water torture was a
Chinese
drip
water
that
torture
would
is
come
one drip.
periodically onto your
Yes.
face.
Specifically
drip.
in the middle of the forehead
Waterboarding
to
is
make
simulated
you
drowning.
lose.
I don't
Right.
think it was a thing. I think we learned that from Rambo. It's not a thing.
Really? Wait, where'd you learn? it?
Ryan, back in Korea, we used to do that shit all the time. This is before, the Fed stepped in. I was
Okay,
a
I'll
Green
tell you
Beret.
mine if you tell me yours. Where'd you learn it? Okay.
So Avienda's
Okay,
doing her,
all right.
her lame ass shit, sitting on the ground, moving.
Retract.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
And then
That would drive me crazy.
that's Avienda. So Avienda's thinking, she's like, God damn it, this makes me hangry. And then that anger made her ashamed. Then she's like, I want to be a wise one. And then Min shows up. Min's like, hey, you all right? Why are you just sitting here doing this? This is dumb. She's like, Min. Min doesn't know shit about the IEL. Any mention of this, of what she's doing at all, just saying, hey, just even talking to her is shaming her. It's weird. It's like she is in public, but has to be as private as possible. Anyways.
Min or Avienda? Wait, I'm sorry, I lost track. Min,
No, IEL in general. If the IEL, this
Oh.
punishment is meant to be right there, but then if someone who doesn't know asks her about it, then her shame is even more pronounced, I suppose. But she's like, yeah, don't you have anything better to do than to just move water? One. What? I can't do it when I'm laughing. And one drip at a time? Men's like, all right, if you're just going to sit here moving water, one drip at a time, then I'm going to sit and talk to you if that's cool. And she's like, I really She's like, Rand. She's like, oh, I do have a Taishar. Right, get ready.
Yay!
Taishar. Quote. Waves of agony, a frenzy
My whole
inside
dress!
him.
Oh my god! Oh, case I say she spilled some water.
It's dripping. All right. So she's like, yeah, I'm concerned about Rand. Avian is like, Rand's a big boy. He'll take care of himself. She's like, but I can feel. Can't you feel his pain? It's like, yeah, I feel everything. We're bonded. We're all bonded. We're all bonded. I feel what you feel. All right, dummy. She's like, all right. Min says, I feel close to you yet distance from you at the same time. And she's like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to fight. And Ariana's why? She's like, well, that's what I'll do, right? Y'all fight. She's like, fight over man?
No.
That's silly. Min, and she's like, why would I beat up such a child as yourself? It wouldn't even be fun. The Min's like, oh yeah? She throws her knife, or does it? She spins it.
Rolls
like
her
a
knife.
baton. She's like,
Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
and
I swear to God.
and Avian is like, shh, why do these people do these stupid things? This is okay. Cool show, bro. Taishar.
I'm ready.
Amanda hesitated, then dipped her finger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Hesitated.
Oh, that.
I need a quick break.
They're like, all right, well, we're at an impulse right now. We're like, what do we do? Amanda's
We're at
like,
an impulse?
Continue.
Impasse.
Okay.
Impulse. She says, quote, we continue as we have. You have what you wish, and I am occupied by other matters. When it becomes a different time, I will inform you. But this is because Avienda will not approach Rand as inferior in her mind. She, until she's fully a wise one, she is.
She won't approach Rand.
She's
right?
yeah, she won't even look at her. Taishar, quote, like dipping your finger in buckets.
I don't. Yes.
Taishar, a line of soldiers tossing sacks.
Oh my God! That's so good.
All right, I like that one.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck
What?
I have a very visual brain, and that was just too much.
Right, were their hands like this? Were they cupped like that?
Oh.
Did they do that? Were they tossing sacks like this?
Like a
What do you got?
beanbag toss.
Like that.
God, look at that dexterity.
They're like, so Avienda's like, you know what? I'm done. She picks it. She walks over. She sees Amos Bear and Mullane. She walks right up to him. They're like, Avienda, have you finished your punishment? And she's like, no, I haven't. They're like, well, and they're like, you haven't learned quick enough. She's like, you know what? Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you. If what I haven't done, I've done everything. I'm your best employee. I'm employee of the month for 10 straight months. I'm awesome. What? And so they're like, Avienda says, you shame yourselves by treating me so. Amos says, child, are you rejecting our punishment? Yes, she said, heart thumping, I am. Bear asked, you presume to be our equal. She said, if these punishments are all you have left to teach me, then I must assume that I've learned all that I must. I am ready to join you. And everyone just starts laughing. They're like, ah! Man, it took her long enough, right? Jesus Christ. Avienda, you're so silly. You should have said this a long time ago. We were getting worried, right? They're all hugging and stuff. Avienda's like, wait a minute, what? They're like, yeah, okay. You said you're a sister, so now you are. That's how it works.
What? How do you think she was feeling?
Confused.
I would have been fucking pissed.
It's like I thought you guys would be angry. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you laughing at me?
You better be pissed.
No.
It was a full-bellied sound, incongruous coming from the small woman. That's kind of a Taishar.
I think they like doing it. I think they're bad people. I think they enjoy that way too much. This is like the worst hazing of any fraternity.
I would not respond well to a coach like this, Ryan.
Tell more, say more, Dan.
No, if it just poor management style. Like I need some sort of I would not have solved this riddle. I would have just in my life, I'm not a IEO. I wasn't assigned to be a wise one. But if this was me, I would have been like, oh, fuck you guys. I'm out. I would have bailed. I would have left. If this was a job, I would have left.
Wow, that sucks.
I figure you can't change adults. Either I deal with it or I don't. I wouldn't have dealt with it.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. I think a lot of people would have been like, fuck you. You're trying to make a fool out of me? Like, you're just trying to humiliate me? Or like, what is this? Some ridiculous test of bullshit that I don't need and don't have time for? I think a lot of people in our time, our current turning of the wheel, would be like that. But I don't know that it's like that in this turning of the wheel, because it seems to me like everything is so pushed back in time.
Okay.
And I saw my bread and cheese to the side and totally lost my train of thought. Was I talking about?
You're talking about Avienda in work.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people would have given up early, right? Like a lot of people would have given up, but this was like a more labor-intensive era. It feels like to me, anyways. So I feel like this was like a little bit more on track with maybe like what maybe would have been. I don't know though. Like I'm also considering the time in which things took. Like I'm thinking like back in the day, how much time it took to like make butter, for example. Well, maybe some places it still takes that long because they do things a certain way. But anyways, tangent galore.
See, but like,
yes.
See, Josh. So I'm picturing if Josh was Avienda, but like in his life. So like, let's say he was like got to work with some awesome music. Like he's gonna learn how to do these awesome beats. Like, oh, let me sit with you for a second. And all the guy does is send him for coffee. He's like, yeah, can you go wash my car? Like Miyagi stuff, wax it this way.
It's sort of wax on, wax off. Yeah.
And he's like,
wax on, wax off. You're right. Thank you. Yeah, that's better.
And Josh, like day 2, at the end of day 2, was like, you know what? This has been fun, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm coming back on Wednesday. And the guy would have said, "Welcome to the team."
Yeah. I think that's what they do at Hot Dog on the Stick when they make those women like pump whatever they're doing, like make butter. What are they?
They're mixing the batter. Cheese or something.
It's just
they're not dipping them. That's another girl or guy or person that dips them.
Another person
dips the hot dog.
Yeah.
I have visuals in my head. They dip the weenie into the batter where it gets all coated.
Right. I'm not gonna do it.
How did we talk about hot dogs?
Ty Sharp.
Dan brought it up. I don't know.
Ty Sharp, tell me if this is a Ty Sharp quote. Hard on.
Yep.
We had to be hard on you, child. All right, so they're like, and it makes sense now to Avienda that It says, quote, Avienda had wondered why the wise ones had accepted the Shido woman, meaning Savannah, without complaint. Her declaration had been enough, and so Amos and the others had been forced to accept her.
Chill.
Crazy. But
Interesting,
they're
right?
like, yeah, you have to go to Rudy and still. I'm sorry, you got to
Second
do
time.
it, but do it fast. We love you, but I won't see your face until you come back.
Yeah, peace out.
They turn and they're like, here, we're gonna make a gateway. All right, you go. Yeah, but they make a gateway to like Cold Rock's Hold because they're like, all right, this should be a meditative, contemplative thing. This is somewhat of a nunnery. Go and meditate on your walk. So we're gonna, don't just boom there. But take your time, but hurry the fuck up. Get back.
Sorry.
And she's like, yep, I'm gonna go, and when I'm back, I'm gonna fuck around because my honor is back. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. So weird. That's so weird.
I will be back for you, she thought. Yeah. Anything about Avienda before we jump to Ramonda?
So she's gonna return back to Iridian with clothes on the second time.
Seems like it.
Is she gonna be going through the rings again? Like, what is she actually gonna be doing there?
She has to
Ryan,
pass
I'm
through the
hearing
pillars.
talking
The pillars
in
as
the
well.
background music. Sorry.
It'll end soon.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Can you?
Yeah,
I
that's
can't.
that's
I
FJ
can't.
before. I hear you. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry. I thought it was my phone. I was freaking out.
So yeah,
Can
she
you hear
is
me?
going. She does not have to go naked. They said, don't worry about that. You're fine.
Right.
Just go through the pillars and then come back. Is what they
So
say.
I
Yeah.
guess my dumb question is, why do you have to go twice if you already know what happened when you go through the pillars the first time?
That's not a dumb question.
That's not a dumb question.
Carrie. Never a dumb question. This is the Wheel of Time, the ultimate fuckery of fantasy stories. If I've ever read one in my life, and actually haven't, but this was really fuck. This is a lot of fuckery. So I don't think there's a dumb.
Because I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about like, I know it's not really related, but it was at the same location. I'm thinking about Matt going to the doorway twice, but he did it in different locations.
Sure.
How,
And he doesn't wanna
does
go
this
back?
Correlate any like what experience is she gonna have that's different from the first time? I'm just curious.
That is a good question. There are this is the way to do they do it. This is how they kind of work it. And I have a question. So Moraine, if you remember back in the day, Rand saw Moraine sprinting naked over to Ruidian. Did she do the Wise One's pillar thing? And did she do it once or twice?
The pillar thing. What?
The pillar thing. Well, it says here, it's like, yes, return quickly once you pass through the pillars. We will need to discuss how best to handle the Carcon. He has changed since last night.
Yes.
It says, once you reach Iridian, go to the center of the city, you'll find the pillars of glass. Pass through the center of them, then return here.
The first time the wise ones go, they go through the Terangrial that shows them all the possible ways that their life could conclude. Similar to the 3 rings for the accepted. And then the second time they go, they do the glass pillars, which show them the history of the Aiel. So
It's like
very
a flicker,
similar to
flicker,
Die.
flicker?
The first time they go is like going through the accepted training. That's what Moiraine did, where she saw her life
Oh,
in
yeah.
different ways. And that's what made her write the letter to Tom, which she referenced when Tom read the letter to Matt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second time they go through the Forest of Crystal Spires or whatever the fuck it's called. Is that what they call it?
Forest or Crystal Spires?
Yeah, I love
Pillars
that.
of glass. Pillars of
What?
glass. But if you weren't, so my question,
I wish they referenced
I
it
want
like
the
that if they
Forest
did.
of Crystal Spires.
if you weren't Aiel and you go through the spire or the crystal towers,
Pillars.
you
Glass
wouldn't
pillars.
see anything, right? You would just think it was a work of art. You wouldn't think that it's because you wouldn't see the history of the Aiel, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because he
it
doesn't
is
have
an it's an Aiel specific Terangrial?
I believe so. I believe it's like genetically
Why?
encoded.
Why do you think that though?
That's just a guess, but
why though? Why? You have nothing but
because
educated guesses.
Rand saw something, but when Matt wandered through there, he didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
Matt didn't have any blood.
Didn't Matt go on a tangent and he went through that twisted doorway instead? Like,
He did. Okay, so did he never go through the pillars? I thought that
I
he
don't
also
think
wandered
so.
into the pillars.
I think they kind of, they kind of like split up and he wandered and then,
Right.
yeah.
I could be wrong.
I cannot
I think it's
recall.
time for a reread.
reread.
I do not recall. Honestly, this was so much fun. Ryan, can we turn down the music in the background?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I am having trouble concentrating.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fun stuff, mellow.
Phew.
Let's jump to Ramonda. Ramonda, she is talking to Shemarin. Shemarin left the White Tower and has gone to the rebels. And they're talking about her. They're like, hey, so how'd you get out? And Swan's there. I guess there's a water gate. She says, tell me about this water gate. Where can we find it?
Watergate.
But Shemarin was
Wait, was
a
that
yellow
Josh
object.
or Ryan? Anyways.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Sorry, go on. Yellow?
Shemarin was yellow Anja, but she was demoted by Elida, right? Remember that. So she comes in, and this is the one who Galwin had pointed out to Gareth Bryn and said, hey, there's a nice eye like washing all your clothes and stuff.
Right.
It's her. She's pretending she's not Aes Sedai, but in her head, she is not Aes Sedai because she got demoted, right? She got fired. She's like, well,
Can't. I just can't. Yes.
I got a couple Ty Shars here. Quote, that coppery skinned stone.
What?
What?
Coppery skinned
What?
stone. All right. Quote, she eyed Shemarin. Come, I want that.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you said before, but I think you misspoke and meant to say what you just said, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, hair went flying whoosh over my
Whoosh.
head. Whoosh.
A rock, a coppery skinned stone. Oh,
I don't get it. I don't get
Nope.
it.
I
I
got
don't
it.
get it.
I got it twice.
I'm so confused.
They step outside of the tent, and suddenly the tent, they'd seen like kind of like something moving under the tent. They're like, what the heck is that? Suddenly all these bugs come out. Big old bugs. Oh no, big bugs. They run out. They're like, ew, is there in my hair? Is it in my hair? Is it in my hair? Oh God. Oh God. It's like I itch now, even though it's like my legs
Yeah.
itch.
Well, they are still all over you, so you shouldn't.
They burn the tent.
It
that
should
they
burn. They're all over you, Dad. Get them off. Get them off.
It said
One's in your eyeball. Sorry.
those did be 4 spine roaches. Sailors do see them on ships that visit Shara. Well, Swan's like, well, what do you know? And then they're like, all right, well, tower needs to be whole. Fuck that. End of story. That ends. Anything about this chapter here, chapter 26? Carrie,
So
is there anything?
were the bugs a bubble of evil, or was it like intentional? Are they trying to destroy evidence by burning the tent? What is the
Good.
purpose of the bugs?
Good question. And where did they come from? Is this just random bubble? Josh?
No clue.
Okay. Ramonda seems ready to split anyways. She was like, well, fuck that tent. She's like, there goes my diary. I've had it since I was 12, but oh well.
Probably had
So,
cockroaches in it.
Ew. I feel them on my butt. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's keep going. This is chapter 27 called The Tipsy Gelding, and this is the Matt POV. Matt is on his way to the village that they had seen. There's a few hours of daylight still when they get there. He's there with there's 3 Aes Sedai, 2 warders, 5 soldiers, Helmanis, a pack animal, and Tom. He's like, yeah, they're talking about the Tower Genji a little bit. They're like, yeah, we'll go, but shit, man, I'm busy. I mean, we'll get there, but I gotta go to Four Kings. I gotta do. Bro, I'm busy. I told you I'd go, but we got shit to do. Tom's like, I know. He puts his letter away. He's thinking about just Forsaken in general too. Like, did Lanfear live? If I go into Tower Genji and I find Lanfear, do I save her?
Right.
Good question. What do you think Matt would do? Would he save anyone, even if it was one of the chosen?
Yeah.
Carrie?
Probably.
No.
No. Okay, you say yes?
I say probably. Yeah, I say yes, he would, if it was something to do with, like if parents stepped in and needed something, if one of the people that he loved dearly stepped in, and I think even Tom, and even like, anyways, yeah, I think that, absolutely he would.
Okay. And Josh, you say he would as well?
I think so. I think
Gary
his
says no.
his honor.
We're talking about Matt, right?
Yeah.
His hatred of the Aelfin and Ealfin would have him having more empathy for any human who's there than his dislike of them as a person.
Absolutely. He also really dislikes a lot of Aes Sedai because of the like strings that he keeps referencing and the way that they control him, and he's just really like ready to be free from all that and stuff. So I think that he would in the right circumstance do what he thought was right, no matter what that kind of meant,
This is a good question. Does Matt know Lanfear? Would Matt's old memories know Lanfear?
Probably. Wait, why wouldn't they?
I don't think they go back that far. I think they are like Archer Hawkwing forward-ish.
I have no idea where that is on the timeline.
All right, no, chat's saying that Matt met her in the Dragon Rising.
I feel like they know each right?
Dragon Rising.
The Dragon Rising, yes.
Yeah, the Dragon Reborn.
That was my favorite book.
The combo. Yeah.
Right,
It's good storytelling.
All right.
And I gotta.
Jay-Z and Danger Mouse. The mashup. We have Tom knuckling his long white mustache. Oh, it says Tom knuckled his long white. Ty Shark. No, just.
Oh, just
drink.
Okay,
go.
Okay.
But yeah, Tom's like, Tom is sounding. And by the way, guys, and I'm going to ask this sincerely. Josh, you are familiar with Brandon Sanderson's work more than I am. Does Brandon Sanderson, is he trying to imitate Robert Jordan by being such a misogynist with all his characters? Or is this kind of how he writes?
I don't think of him as being a misogynist, so
I think he's writing
that
in character.
either. That's funny. I didn't think that either, and so I would just assume.
So he must think that RJ, like, and I guess rightfully so, but he's like, yeah, women. So I started underlining when they started talking shit on women, and it happens a lot with Matt in general, but boy, it happens like a lot. So anyways, I'll bring it up.
No, I think he's in character, but he's also he's really playing up the whole idea that Matt's like recently betrothed, and he's all getting cold feet. I think he's playing that whole thing up.
What was the advice from Gawain's dad? The only thing you remembered: don't trust two people, a pretty woman and an Aes Sedai. God, fucking run if they're both. It's just.
Oh
anyways.
yeah, that was really fucking rough. Actually, I remember. Yeah,
So
Oh, fuck.
it comes up. Tom brings it up. He's like, "Yeah, I rarely have luck except with women." I mean, like he
Straight
just keeps doing
women.
shit to women. So yeah. So they're right. Tom is kind of getting a little. He's wistful. He's getting a little feeling his age. He's like, "Boy, man, I'm closer to death than I am at birth. Boy, we had some good times back before I had this limp, right, Matt? That was cool." Matt's all, "What? Having like everyone chase me and try to kill me? That was cool." He's like, yeah,
so cool.
cow. He's like, the difference between a noose around your neck and a sword in your gut. Tom's like, at least you can escape the noose. And they're all laughing. They're like,
Right.
talking about the harp. He's like, "Hey, yeah, we brought you your harp." He's like, "Yeah, there was nicks in it." And Matt gets really defensive. He's all, "Fuck off." Rand tried really hard. He like, we were poor. I couldn't sell that harp. He took care of that thing. Why are you such a jerk?
I think this is so funny.
Tom says something. He says, "I want to talk about this." He says, "We can't go back, Matt. That's just how it is." It says, "Turn at wheel. The wheel is not hope, and the wheel does not care. The wheel simply is. But so long as it turns,
I like this.
folk
Yeah.
may hope, folk may care. For with light that fades, another will eventually grow, and each storm that rages must eventually die. As long as the wheel turns, as long as it turns." Yeah, but the wheel doesn't give a shit. Wheel don't care. Wheel ain't got time for that.
Hey, but like this was interesting because I always thought like the wheel wills is the wheel will
Correct.
right. So like I thought the wheel had like a will, and like it did care. I thought it cared, and so this was weird for me. To be
Great point. So is Tom right, or is Moraine right, or are they both? And it's just we're being too literal. What do you think, Carrie?
Can you repeat the question, please? I'm a little bit lost.
Is Tom right that the wheel does not care, or is Moraine more correct when she says the wheel weaves as the wheel wills? If the wheel has a will, then the wheel obviously has some sort of caring involved, right?
Well, not necessarily. Okay,
No.
Carrie, go.
I disagree.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to hear Carrie's opinion too.
I don't know how to articulate this. I mean, I keep thinking about the Wheel of Time, and I mentioned this, I think, in the first
the
book
book
that
we're
we were reading.
I'm just kidding.
But you guys said you never saw the show Loki. Have you seen Loki?
I've watched all of
Yes.
Okay, so I keep thinking of like the Wheel of Time in a similar sense, and how like there's the TVA looking out for nuances and the pattern, and they're like gonna come down and try to fix something if it's not in the correct order or what have you. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like, let's see, the wheel wills as the wheel. It's a tongue
The wheel
twister.
weaves as the wheel wills.
I did the same.
And human
thing.
lives is what, and then it continues by saying,
I
and
fucked
hu-
you up
human
with
li-
it, Carrie.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go
No,
with
yeah,
Moraine
you're
on
right.
this one.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards you as well, Carrie, that the wheel does have some stake in this game that it's aware of.
So why is Tom saying that there's the why is he saying this then?
He's a nihilist. He's like, burn.
I mean, yeah, we
What are
can
your
move on,
thoughts?
but this is
Yeah,
this is fun that we disagree, but let's move on.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I do just want to say before we go too far on from it, if the wheel is enacting the pattern, it's like a rut that the wheel is stuck in, then it doesn't have to have volition or give a shit at all. The pattern might have a story it's trying to tell, but the wheel itself doesn't have to care or be empathetic or
Fucking
give a
Josh.
shit about who it rolls over. All it has to do is
Wow.
stay in the groove.
Why is it trying to repair Hinderstadt then? Hinderstadt every morning.
Because there's a rip, and it's not supposed to be that way. That was their point. That this was that something about the Great Lord emerging from his prison caused this kink in the fabric of the pattern.
Okay.
And the pattern is trying to reassert itself, but it can't because of this disruption.
Okay,
Mhm.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay,
Or is it just evil, and like what is more evil than making everyone kill each other and then do it over and over again? Like,
Okay, so maybe there's also some sort of trap of sorts. I keep going back to thinking that Rand is being taunted by this
Mhm.
other power, the true power, one power, true power, one power.
Your power.
Which one is it? True power.
True.
Power.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that feels relevant in this scenario. Maybe it is a rip in the situation. I don't know.
Well, here's how Tom describes it, and it's in the next chapter. But he says, "quote There's a snag in the pattern here. The town unravels at night, and then the world tries to reset it each morning to make things right again." So, does this support that the wheel wills?
Well, so that's their interpretation of it, but they have a lot of misinterpretations about
Yes.
what is
Mhm.
actually
Very good point.
happening. So they're constantly just like
That's just Tom.
shoving the truth under the rug and discrediting what is actually happening in their whole town. So this doesn't feel like coming from him. It could be anything like worthy of even discussing, like as a truism. I don't even know if that's the right word to use in this
Yeah,
sentence.
no, right. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, you guys, I have a loony theory about all this.
Talk to
Yes,
me.
And
Carrie.
I'm totally jumping ahead, so I apologize, but I
That's
don't
all
want to lose my train of thought. Okay, so in this chapter that we're in, Tom, when he's talking to Matt, talks about the ancient road, and he talks about the Queen of Arundel, and we learned that Arundel, the capital of Arundel, was Shadow Logar.
Mm-hmm.
We also learned in the Hinderstaff chapter that the incidents started to happen about 7 months ago. So could this have been caused by when
Morgoth.
Rand was cleaning the tank?
Oh, that's a
he
great
somehow
idea.
Opened up the rift in this area?
That's a great
Excellent
idea.
point. They did make
Well,
a
why
really
would that-
good
that
point
wouldn't
of
be
like
7
the
months ago,
referencing the timeline though. So that feels like that could be
I don't think that was
It's
7
like-
months ago that happened. It was much more recent than that.
It
I
said
thought they
several.
referenced the timeline though.
Oh, several months? Okay.
Yeah, several months back. Yeah.
Ooh,
Right
I'm
after-
assuming it's
Oh.
correlated, but it's
Mm.
basically he did something
Huh.
that wasn't supposed to be done, and then the pattern is
Wait,
confused. And
I thought
Yeah.
I remembered reading something like 8 months ago. I'm probably
I thought I read
delusional.
something. Yeah,
Mm.
maybe
8 months
I thought
ago?
I read it.
You remember seeing something like 8 months ago? Because I remember hearing 8 months ago. So
The-
if 7 months ago is what is in your time.
It says,
That
quote,
makes
it started several months back.
Several months back.
Okay, but
So-
can anybody in
So
chat
that could be
Sorry.
correlated with
check?
several months is not
Check.
7. I don't
8
think
months.
that the taint was cleared that long ago. I think it was just several months, not
Yeah. So it could work. That could totally work out, Carrie.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think
Wow.
so.
Could this be like a
Solid,
bubble of evil that
solid.
just won't end? It's like it won't pop.
yeah.
Or
Solid
was
theory.
Keeps coming
or
back
is
up.
it residual of the whole was Shadow Logoth burnt from the pattern? Was that the snag and this is just residual? Because why else would this queen be mentioned here, right, Carrie?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's significant because he's talking like I don't know. I kind of pick up on the geography and little subtle things that they drop in, like ancient roads. I'm like,
Nice.
okay, there has to be some significance to that.
Yep.
Nice.
You're right.
Love it. I love
Well,
it.
Right.
What if
That's
it's
not
somehow
very-
related to Mashadar being destroyed, right?
Yeah, because like they blew up the city, right? So maybe
Yeah.
the evilness, I don't know what to call it, kind of dispersed and went somewhere else and is
Possible.
now living in that city. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Did someone say paint?
I love
Mr. Perrin.
The guy's is dedicated to the bit.
So good.
I love it.
I freaking love it.
His
So
timing is amazing. This person's timing is
We need to get him a joint. Come into Discord, bro. Or
Come to Discord.
or lady or in betweener. It's all good, but yeah, come to Discord, hang out.
Just
You know,
person.
you don't know who that
Hey,
is?
person. Come
You know
to-
who that is.
I don't think. Do we know who this is?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we
I
know?
always get confused.
Begins with an
We
M. And
remember.
with at Stagger.
Oh, funny.
So they
Not wrong.
they get to the town. It is a town. It's not a village. It's several hundred buildings. He sees there's a relaxed air of mixed industry and laziness. He's like, all right, you guys, let's split up. You soldiers go with the Ice and I'll bring 2 with me. We're going to the seediest fucking place we can get to, right, Tom Honest? He's like, oh, whatever you say, Mr. Lord Prince Matt. He's like, Tom's like, yeah, I'm gonna go do my own thing. But when they enter, Tom is standing on his saddle, juggling 3 colored balls in one hand. While talking of his, it says Tom, he stood upright on his saddle and juggled 3 colored balls in his right hand while talking of his travels in the South. What? You guys imagine this dude coming into town just this guy's knuckling mustache.
Let me
Come
juggle your
on, come
balls.
on. I'm standing on my horse.
Come on down. I juggle balls all day. Step on down.
That road I wrote, Carrie.
One at
and
a
it-
time. I've only
it
got
was-
2 hands. Sorry.
It's talking about this road. This road is seldom used, and it reminded me of like Route 66, right? Better roads were built around it. They just kind of, the turnpike's over here. It takes you all the way down. There's a toll road over here. Yeah, this is like the old Route 66. It was.
There's like a mystery element to it, you know.
Right. It feels almost like a short story that Brandon Sanderson wrote, like in the middle of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting.
Could Hinderstrap plight, the bubble of evil, be related to Morgoth being released?
Huh?
Padden
Which
Fane, the being that infected Padden Fane,
Oh, Mordith?
Mordeth.
Mhm.
Could it
Ooh,
somehow have
interesting.
happened by Mordeth leaving Shadar Logoth and the dagger?
I
How
feel
long
like
ago
that
was
was
that?
longer ago, though.
Does it seem
Like
like
that.
longer ago? We don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Matt does think of the dagger in these
does.
chapters, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is interesting, yeah.
which is interesting. So they get in. They meet Barlden, the mayor. He's a pudgy dude, big arms.
Harry.
He's like, yeah, Harry. He's a big bear.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you can hang out, but you got to leave before sundown. That's the rules. We have one rule: leave by sundown. Jolene's like, what? Never. He's like, well, then leave. Either you abide by the rules, or you can't stay. They're like, all right, that's fine. They all split out. Matt finds a dirty bar. It doesn't have windows. It just has like this plank of a drunken horse. It's called the Tipsy Gelding. It's more of a tavern than an inn, it says. And when they go in, most of the people don't even care. It's raucous. They're happy in there. They're dicing, playing a game. There's a game. It looks like Cat's Paw, but it's called Third Gem in Abu Dar. It's called Feathers Aloft in Kyrian. But it's just one guy, and everyone just bets whether he's going to hit yes or no. It's pretty much like roulette, I guess, with dice, you know.
Uh-huh.
I have a Taishar. I kind of like this one. Quote, the wood directly in the center of a wet ring.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Brandon.
It's
Mr. Sanderson. What?
Brando.
What have you done? My glasses are getting all fogged up.
So Matt sits down. He's like, hey, he whips out gold. He's all, just gold. He's like, hey, guys, want to gamble? They're like, it's a little rich for my blood. He's all, don't worry about it. My gold versus your silver. Don't worry about it. We got this. They're like, okay. Roll, loss. Shit. Roll, loss. More people are gathering in. So like he's like, oh, he needs to like put like 3 or 4 now down because there's other people who are like, yeah, I'll get in that action. Roll, loss. Everyone's all, fuck yeah, dude, this guy sucks. Like, go tell Pa. Go tell Mom and Pa. This guy's just giving away money. They're like, okay, yeah.
He's the worst dice roller ever.
And Talmanis is like, Matt, I've never seen you suck this bad.
Well,
Maybe let's bone out.
He's like, I know, this is awesome, right? No, this is exactly what I want. Talmanis is like, this is a shitty strategy, probably. And he's like, don't worry about it.
Why does Talmanis sound like the guy who's like, pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, no, because he's all frou-frou. He has a little powdered
because he's not Tom, he's Tomanos.
Talmanis.
Tom mayonnaise.
Talmanis.
Oh, I gotta
Mayonnaise.
thank Josh. I can't
my
hear
God.
Talmanis and not think Tom mayonnaise every time now.
Well, that's
and
perfect because honestly, I couldn't remember his name, and now I will.
Tom
So
mayonnaise.
this is what's
Tom-
Wait,
interesting.
what, Carrie? What, Carrie?
I was just gonna say my best bud at WalkCon year 1 was Tao Mayonnaise, and I haven't heard from him in a couple years. I hope
Oh,
to
man.
stay.
Awesome. Come on, Tom mayonnaise.
Best foods. It says, as the time passed, more and more people began gathering around the table. Excuse me. Matt made sure to win a few tosses, just as he had to lose a bit when spending the night winning. He didn't want to arouse any suspicion.
I think win a few tosses is also a drink obligation.
Okay. But does Carrie and Kay and Josh, if you're listening, does this indicate that Matt has pretty much utter control over whether he wins or loses? It says Matt made sure to win a few tosses. How do you do that with
Absolutely.
luck? So he knows when he can lose at will and he can win at will.
Absolument, brothers Dan, Brazil Dan.
Carrie, you
I
agree?
do believe. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's based on need versus anything else. I mean, if he could control his tosses, then he would be like a freaking millionaire, right? Like,
Well, he has a fat chest of coin.
From
he can
winning,
make as
yes.
much as he wants,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah, I mean-
lose
But it
when he
said
wants to,
it said
and
he
then win when he
made
wants to.
he made sure to win a few tosses. How make sense of that unless he can control it all, right?
it's interesting.
This feels a little like a. Okay, so do we think this is like strict to Matt's canon, or is this a Brandon Sanderson edition? Because we never seen him do this before.
Yeah, I don't really know, but like the thing that actually was interesting to me about the dice rolling was that he was concerned that if somebody else rolled the dice, that he wouldn't have the same luck, and so that was like a big
Right, right.
yikes. That
Right,
was
so
I
the-
think
the
that was
mayor-
like the most concerning thing for Matt in this part.
So there's such a ruckus with Matt gambling and losing. Everyone's bringing
Yeah.
their grandpa, hey, and that the mayor finally shows up. And he's like, bro, it's getting late. And Matt's like, yeah, you're right. I have one more. Well, he loses a couple more times when the mayor's there. And everyone's just like, you ever seen a craps table on fire in Vegas? And then someone hit, and everyone's just all, high-fiving strangers and all that shit. That's going on with Matt. Matt's the house.
Definitely not.
And he's
Never.
just losing.
Nope.
So he's like, all right, one more bet. I got all this gold. You go get your shit. I want some
Maybe.
ale, and I want some food, and I want a wagon. I'll bet all this gold against
Oh,
that. And
yeah.
they're like, well, okay. But you're not going to use those dice.
They're like,
And
well, you've
the
been
mayor-
losing all night, so it's fine.
But the mayor rolls the dice a couple times, and they are both shitty losing rolls, 1 and 2. And he's like, you know what? yeah, we are going to use these dice, but I'm going to roll. And whatever it's as if you're rolling, but I'm doing it. So if I win, you win. If I lose, you lose. He's
Wait,
like,
Dan,
all right.
tap your chest again. I think we heard it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah. Also looks like you're fingering us at the same time. You're like, fuck you.
But, yeah.
Gang sign of the puppets. You know what?
Everyone shows up. They're like, all right, yeah. I mean, like the wagon gets super filled. He's like, awesome. This is good. This is good. This will feed my men for like a day and a half. That's awesome. We'll wipe out your town for like 2 days worth of food.
2 days. So we just rewatched the Maze Runner trilogy and
The who?
Maze Runners, the books.
Oh.
And in it, there are these like zombie-like characters called cranks.
Totally
and they
know what
act
you're talking
just
about.
like
Really? Like,
Yeah.
They
like
act
crazy
just like
and then
like the way that the villagers do when they turn.
like they kill each other and then they wake up not
Did it-
having
no,
each
not
other.
that. It's
Waking
not-
up hard, but
The
they're
movement, do they get on all fours and shit?
Oh,
'Cause at one point
the
they're
way
like
they
loping
act.
after him on all fours.
kind of, yeah, they have like an animal-like quality to them.
Also.
Yeah, the animal. Like, okay, so are these like, what is happening?
It's
do you
like a
think?
zombie scene.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, like it does feel zombie-like, yeah, but like, what?
Like indiscriminate zombie though. A zombie free for all. Yeah, it's like a free for all map, Dan. It's a battle royale.
So, yeah. 20-man
Terrifying.
cage match. So they have so Tom Alice is like, bro, it's getting late. This mayor said we had to go. I'm a rule follower. We should go. Someone comes up to the mayor and goes, oh yeah, those Outlander women, they're still bathing. They're not even ready yet.
Dude, Ace and I in their baths. Jesus.
And the guy looks at Matt.
Fucking
Matt's
swear
like,
to God.
yeah, the name's Paul. It's between y'all. If you rush them, not me. I'm done with them. All this is going bad. Tom Honest is like, let's just go. He's like, no, we're going to stay. And the dice that had been rattling in his head since they kind of walked into that bar stopped. And he's like, wow, that was abrupt. The mayor rolls the dice. What do you know? Double fours. Fucking rad. He wins. Everyone's like, yeah, the mayor won. They're like, no, the mayor was rolling for Matt. And they're like, boo.
Oh, boo. Yeah.
Boo! I thought we won. Mayor's like, get out now, get out. And they're just walking, like, okay, yeah, put up our thing. Hey, that was pretty good. And quote, and that's when the screaming began.
Yeah.
All right, Sanderson really loves his cliffhangers, man.
I was just gonna say the cliffhangers are epic. Like, I don't know what to do with myself when we have to stop at a chapter. It's disgusting now. I walk around shuffling and walking into the corner and just banging my head against the wall for several hours after we stop.
Like a wind-up robot toy.
Yeah, just dying of battery.
So,
yeah.
Skipping ahead a tiny bit, I mean, wouldn't it be cool in a way if one of the band had died here and had been able to train this town into soldiers that get reborn every morning?
Oh shit!
Like, what better fucking Suicide Squad than a whole town of people who would die every night and are reborn the next morning? Sure, you'd have to have a gateway to like take them to the battlefield. But wouldn't they be like an unstoppable fucking force?
No, you're right. They said they just wake up back there, so you could go out in the morning.
Just as long as you can get them to the battle,
yeah,
they can die fucking doing whatever, and they just wake up back where they were.
Ah, shot. So that guy he saved
should have died there so that he can train them into all being soldiers.
And that's how they figured out, because they carry his body out, and they're like, "Oh my god, this fucker died. Oh, we can't heal him." Next morning, he's gone.
No, it's
they go.
the girls. It's the
he's not gone. He's
there.
But it's the
I know. I'm saying like I'm rewriting. I'm going with the game plan here. Rewrite it with his. He disappears back there. He comes out like, what the f? They have to tell him what's going on. He then becomes They become super soldier. That's amazing.
I step away for a second, and did you guys just solve the Wheel of Time?
No.
No, it kind of sounded like you did.
Well, just
Bravo.
Hinterstep. Hinterstep happens. It is nonsense. I don't want to go through the battle. There's a lot. You guys point out what you may want to point out of it. It is as if darkness and shadows are just fighting. There's no lights. Everyone is just tearing flesh. Don't even get weapons. They're just hand to hand for the most part. I do have quite a few Taishars though. Should I just list them off?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, do you want to?
All right,
I'll
give you two. Quote.
Okay.
They just kept coming, surrounding him, coming at him from every side.
Yeah.
All right, this one better. Quote. Slick wet patch.
What?
Okay. Yeah, they say Delarn. He's like, thanks for getting it.
No, wait. Didn't he do that stupid? Okay, I'm sorry. He's like, toss the dice, right?
He's all, yeah, dance with Jack of the Shadows.
This is fucking so dumb. That was so
Oh, that was fucking ridiculous.
dumb.
I was like, what just happened? I had to rewind it. There's only a 30-second rewind on Audible, so you have to go back 30 seconds, and it's just like, and dance with the Jack. I was like, what the? It sounded cheesy.
Yeah, that was
each
really cheesy.
Time.
He's like,
Yeah, solid point. That was weird.
Tashar, I keep saying I just need to find a hole.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Fucking Josh. When you come in with one, you are like sure and as sure can be, and it's like a solid gulp your shit down now moment.
oh yeah. Like my heart stopped for a second.
I know. I'm still a little sweaty in the palms. It's fun.
All right, Taishar. Matt whipped out. All right, thank you. And here's another one. It's a little longer. Don't think of her as a woman. I'm trying, Matt, Talmana said, but it's hard.
Nice.
Okay, so you ready for some thoughts on this chapter?
Yeah, you got it. You have a Taishar?
Not a Taishar, but just some thoughts on the chapter. Oh my gosh.
Here. Go.
Okay, where do I even freaking begin? So, for the past couple years, I've seen this hashtag on Twitter. I'm sorry, I refuse to call it X. Hinder stream, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to look into it. I don't want to be spoiled. And then finally we get to this chapter, and it's starting to make more sense.
Hinder stream.
This was
Hinder snap.
Yeah, if you follow, if you're on Blue Sky now, instead of Twitter, it's hashtag Hinder stream, and it's basically people that get together every day and talk about new things. And the fandom can explain it much better than me, but anyways, what I wanted to say was, and my brain is trying to catch up. Hold on. This was one of the most what the F moments in the whole series as you're reading it. To me, it was like...
Go ahead.
Oh, to me, it was like a cross between Groundhog Day, the movie, with some type of zombie apocalyptic thing going on, and then werewolves who only come out at night. Like, it was just really bizarre.
It's like Twilight versus like Twilight combined with Groundhog Day kind of thing.
Oh my god!
Maybe I don't know.
It's wild.
Although no romantic stuff, all vampire shit.
It's horror. Yeah, it's a horror. It's the Purge.
It's a horror trope.
Night.
Yeah.
Right. It's But it's I
Yeah.
think it's handled interestingly. They wake up in their bed. They have no memory at all. They see damage. They see their shirts there is no blood anywhere. They have a cognitive dissonance, like an intentional dissonance, that they separate that we don't want to know. A lot of us just go to bed so that we'll just have a dream.
So, Carrie, I want your thoughts on this. So, doesn't this validate what Tom was saying? Isn't this exactly showing that the wheel doesn't give a fuck? Like, this shows that Tom is right, that the nihilistic interpretation is the right one. These people are being literally tortured every night by killing each other, and then just wake up anew. There's no reason behind it other than it seems like there's a time loop and a bubble of evil that are like a pattern loop and the bubble of evil that are like happening in the same spot. Why only here? I mean, you could also look at it as just they needed a way to get Matt and the band food without making them seem like thieves or assholes. And here's a bunch of people who don't really need food because they don't have
Yeah, that's a good
so they can ride off with a fucking wagon full of food, right? I mean, there's so many levels at which this is working on, but I do feel like this proves that Tom is right.
Where
Here's
is
another loony theory? I have another loony theory.
Go for it.
I mean, I know we haven't gotten to this part where we talk about the Outlander woman in the next village over with the posters and all that, but what if a Forsaken is controlling this and their intent was to trap him in the city so he couldn't leave?
Oh, there's a theory.
Another idea. Absolutely, yeah.
Because we know that they're on the hunt for them, and maybe they're gonna try to do something. So I don't know. It's just another loony theory, but I
like
it's not
it.
just Forsaken though, right? All the
Very
Dark
nice.
Friends have been given their picture. Like when Moradin released the photo images of Matt and Perrin to the Dark Friends.
Well,
Yep.
let me
Continue,
talk.
Josh. Wait. That was
Sure.
was that like him? Was that when Tom handed Matt the picture of him and he's like, "Oh, it's my hat and everything."
Mm-hmm.
Was he like? Was that what was happening?
Well, remember, I think it was in this book. Maybe it was in the previous book. But Moradin and the Forsaken got together and they were like shown the images of Matt and Perrin, and they were told, "Go fuck them up."
yeah, like your next targets are these guys.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's when we saw them targeted by the group in the alleyway after the bar, after Matt So the last time Matt gambled, a group of swordsmen in an alley, sound familiar? Tried to kill him.
Oh yeah, that's when 2-1 was doing her thing.
So the last two times Matt's tried to gamble, shit's gone down. And his life has been attempted.
Forsaken know that he likes to gamble.
Ooh, I like that.
But maybe it's beyond that. Maybe his luck is now leading him down this path because of who he is, that he can no longer do the thing. Like, remember how, like, in the ride up to Hinterstrap, like, there was all this misogyny and, like, banter about how Matt's just going to be himself and he's going to keep gambling and
I'm still pitching bottoms.
I'm still, like, clearly the pattern is trying to tell him he can't do that anymore. He can't even go to a fucking bar and gamble because he's going to get his life attempted on. Whether it's by zombies or by swordsmen. Like, that's another way to read this, is like, this is all the pattern trying to tell Matt that he has to change.
Let's
okay, wait. We're conflating.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're conflating the pattern and the wheel, right? And well, I mean, I feel like we've flipped around the terms. At first, I thought we were talking about, does the wheel care? We were talking about the wheel weaves, the wheel wills, and then does that mean that the wheel cares?
Well,
now
the
we're
wheel
talking
is
about the
stuck
pattern.
in the pattern. So the wheel weaving is just weaving the patterns like age lace.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like the pattern is the result of what the wheel does. Is that what you're
But the
saying?
wheel is
right?
acting on behalf of the
understand.
pattern. The wheel is just spinning. It doesn't care
Oh, the
about
wheel. So the pattern is the
the pattern also doesn't care about people.
force then. But is the pattern the force or is the wheel the force? Do you think?
Good
To me,
question.
the pattern is the image that's on the rug, on the tapestry.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And the wheel is the loom that weaves the pattern into the tapestry.
Okay.
So
Now,
they're both
second-
equally
oh.
important, but which came first, like the chicken or the egg? Like, did the wheel come first, or did the tapestry? Was it already there? And then the wheel had to the wheel had to be there first. I feel like, right?
Well, what
to
makes
like
Rand
weave
unique?
the tapestry.
What makes
So-
Rand unique in theory is his free will and his ability to act outside of the patterns, the repetition of the pattern that leads to this repeating story that never breaks out of the repetition.
Mhm.
Right.
It leaves us in an infinite loop of rebirth and death,
Mhm.
and right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
doesn't that like reflect in our world now as to the fact that we just don't have free will? Does that make sense? Did that make sense? No.
I don't.
It only made sense in my
yeah.
brain. Is it
Well,
my
I
brain
think they're
thing?
two totally different discussions. Yeah, but they can relate.
just-
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Last question,
I don't mean
Josh.
to steer the wheel the other way or the pattern, whichever one is in charge.
That is the lovely pattern you're wearing, honey.
Yeah,
Josh, if the wheel
what?
cared, would Hinterstaff not be doing this? Would it just be a normal town?
If the wheel cared, I think okay, so again, there's a few different interpretations here. One could say that the pattern needs Matt in order to get to the end state of the pattern that the pattern is going towards. It needs Matt to realize he's no longer the person he was before.
Okay,
And therefore,
I
it
love
puts him
this,
in a
yeah.
precarious position every time he gambles and acts
Oh.
like his old self, that his life is put in danger in order to push him in a way against his free will, in part,
Uh-huh.
to get him to behave in line with what the pattern desires.
I love it. Okay, awesome.
Okay. Also, Patrick, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because
lost
that's
too.
what our
Yeah.
amazing Josh does to us. And we
Yeah.
love it. I fucking love
Give
you,
me
Josh.
15
This is amazing.
seconds and
I
I'm
love
lost.
this. I love this. Seriously, don't miss a second. Just rewind. Be
But I
kind.
do feel like I jumped in on you, Carrie. Do you have more to say?
I don't know. I mean, about like Hinterstaff in general, or I don't even know what the hell we're talking
Well,
about.
let me ask you guys a
The
question.
pattern, my brain is hurting.
Let me ask you guys a question. What exactly? So in theory, the pattern is pressing reset on the town, right? Every morning they all are in bed. They don't remember anything. There
Mhm.
is no blood, but there is damage. They have to
Mhm.
fix doors and windows
And
They
their
don't-
clothes. And their clothes.
and their clothes. And yet there is no blood, no body injuries, and no
Well, hang on.
memory.
There is blood. There's only blood from the person who didn't die. Matt Soldier, who was injured, left blood. And they see it.
Interesting. So if he had died, then that blood would have disappeared.
Right. And he would have been stuck in the town like everyone else.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. So yeah, there is craziness in this town. They end up getting out. That Aes Sedai are defending themselves. They take a couple serving women out, bath women, bath attendants. How many bath attendants do you need? Because they had some tied up. I have a couple. Tyshar, let's see. Delarn stiffened, but then gasped, eyes fluttering.
Fuck, I forgot what I was saying.
And Tyshar, stay for one more toss. But they got out of the village, and then Matt is looking over the village. He's like, "This, what the hell? What the hell?" He's like, "I can never get away from these people." He says, "Quote: It's not going to leave me alone, Tom." Matt said finally. Says the Dark One's on work, and you know it. The bloody golems out there, the Miradral and Trollocs. He said, Tom says, "You're Tavern." He's like, "I didn't ask to be." Tom says here, quote, "Lies never make things easier in the long run, unless to exactly the right person, usually a woman, at exactly the right time."
That's the weirdest thing.
I don't know. Was Tom a Santa? I mean, did he write Tom to be a jerk now too?
That was the weird. I noticed that one. I was like, "What?"
This is where Tom whips out the picture of Matt. He's like, "Yeah, apparently there's a bounty on your head that town over." He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go there, but first we're gonna go into this town. I'm getting my gold back or something." He walks down there. He sees people are all fixing stuff. There's ghosts, there's kids. He sees the mayor, and he's like, "Mayor?" It's like, I killed you, he says to the innkeeper. The innkeeper's like, "Now, chill. Don't worry about it. Hey, I don't want to hear that. La, 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 la. You didn't kill him. La, la, la. I can't hear you. I can't see you. La, 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 la. Please don't tell me what happened." That's where they spent. There was the blood on the ground with Darlin. He talks to the mayor. Tyshar. Old man Garkin with a broken strip.
Gross. Ryan's non-responsive.
No,
He's
no.
indecisive.
I haven't laid with a woman
I'll
since
drink.
I had a broken strip in 1990. Nothing?
Is that like a hymen? Or anyways.
He means
What
his
strip?
penis doesn't work.
Oh, the
He has,
penis
he has a
strip.
broken strip.
His penis strip?
Yeah, it's penis strip.
His penis strip.
All right, guys.
Obviously.
They drink tea made from dried strawberries with a bowl of honey to add. Where do you rank that as a drink? Carrie,
Strawberries
would you drink
and
that?
honey?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Would you drink the tea of dried strawberries with honey?
Strawberries. That sounds good.
Right?
The
Okay,
best.
you say not so much?
No, I didn't have a chance to respond. I was like, oh no, my face probably said gross. But like I was like, ooh, that's delicious. I would just want to like suck down all the I love that. I'll just do no liquid needed, just honey, dried strawberries. Like a bear, one hand after the other.
Josh,
Yes.
is that a delicious drink for you?
It's a 5.
Dan did not like
It's a
that.
5.
Why not? Well,
Oh, 5. That's because Josh muddles his own ginger that he grew in his backyard and with his
Front
own little
yard.
lavender leaves that he also grew
Front
and
yard.
dried.
Sorry, honey.
Oh,
Front yard.
I'm so sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to disrespect your garden of magic,
Yeah.
magical drink concoctions. Did I mention he's made us chai tea out of a nut? A nut.
Nut
A chai
tea,
nut. Nut tea. Drink.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Josh. Josh can do anything. So don't underestimate this.
Or anyone.
Huh? He can milk
I forgot to mention
nut.
dark. Go ahead.
into
No, go.
tea. Sorry, he can milk a nut into tea. So like magical. Magical Josh. That's all. Continue, please.
Darwin did a sword form called Rat Gnawing the Grain. What do you think?
Ah, I like it.
What's that look
but
like, Grain?
What? I'm sorry, I was reading chat. Someone said something funny.
I'll do it.
All right, that's Rat Gnawing the Grain. Well done.
Rat.
Rat gnawing the grave.
Gnawing the grave or grain?
Wait.
Rain.
Right here.
Oh, the grain.
That's pretty good. So they find out that Matt takes that picture of him. He's like, yeah, this is a pretty handsome guy. Straight teeth, nice jawline, handsome, cool hat. Like, all right, we're going to find out. And he's like, you're goddamn right, we're going there. And it's on the way to Kings Road at Four Kings anyways. So they're off, and they take the wagon. He leaves money on the mayor's door. I'm sure it got stolen as soon as Porch Pirates, it was like Amazon at least puts it in a box. But if you're just going to put coins on a doorstep, unless you have a Ring doorbell, that shit's gone.
Dan, the people are speaking.
Okay.
There we go. Bella's headbanging. That was the slowest headbang in the world. Oh no, Dan got killed by a rock.
No, I'm here. No, it was around. Anything else, Carrie, in this chapter about?
I mean, I was a little bit confused about the outside people coming in and getting stuck there, but I mean, it's not really significant. We can move on.
I think it is funny. They just had empty beds. Yeah, they just have random empty beds that get filled. That's what it sounds like, right? There was an empty bed, and then the next morning,
if
someone's
you
in
just
it.
stay in a bed in the inn, you're gonna get trapped there forever, and then you're gonna start killing people like every night.
That's the question. If they had fallen asleep there, would they have? Do they get killed and then just integrated, or would they have gone in that killing spree as well? Does sleep matter?
So, like, you have to die and then come back, or you just have to sleep and come back.
Yeah.
Like, it's just. Yeah.
Carrie, are they? Carrie K, are these Hinterstappians? Are they immortal?
Hinterstappians. Apparently. I mean, even if they try to leave the town for good, they end up in the same town in the morning, right? They wake up in the same place at like 6:30 or something a.m.
I mean, I would think they're still aging, but they keep dying every day. I mean, even the kids were dying. Like, it was just, brutal scene.
But the crops still grow at a normal rate, right? I mean, it's still from Monday, and then they wake up and it's Tuesday and it's Wednesday. They just have wild nights.
Well, I don't know if that's true because they have like a very limited amount of food, right? Like they had a very limited amount of supplies that they could even give to Matt.
I mean, they specialize in goat cheese and sheep, right?
Right, but like, why did they have such a small amount of stuff that they could provide for even like a large amount of winning? Wait, what?
No. Oh, he said.
Wait a minute.
Lifeline Full says, "Wait a minute. I wake up the same place almost every morning too."
Yeah, but do you just like go out and then not remember the entire night, or like try to leave?
I mean, it's not necessary. I mean, like, I feel like you can get used to that. You don't remember it anyways. You literally don't take wounds.
Hey, some of us could
you never
totally get used to
Carissa, that's called blacking out.
Yeah.
I know.
They're like, and they plan for it. They're like, all right, we're going to black out. So no one put the guns away. No one has fireworks. No one has fire. No one has, like, they plan for it. They're like, we're gonna rage tonight. We're gonna rage, and people are gonna die, and we got to fix things tomorrow. So let's
we're gonna rage.
Minimize
people are
the
gonna
damage.
die.
Yeah,
sounds like a song, like a good punk song. We're gonna rage, and people are gonna die.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Sounds like
metal style, right?
Example of the Psychic Youth.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, Josh. The other idea about your plan, if that dude died and then trained them up and they got used in the last, like they could just be used every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a never-ending supply.
a never-ending
of crazy.
supply of badass soldiers who can
Just
fight
plop
to
them
the
in the
death.
middle of a battle.
I mean,
Just
talk about
go
a way to win
Honestly.
the last battle. Like,
Honestly, that is the ultimate. So, what if they're practicing for like something? Like,
Yeah.
what if they have these memories that are like, what if these nightmares that they're experiencing
like
are
it.
like stuff that sticks with them and then they like become ultimate soldier spawns?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
because they're able to be manipulated like this in certain times of day. And I
Yeah,
don't
they need
know,
a purpose in life.
crazy, right?
I kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
that idol, just dicing and then fighting all night. I'm kind of down with that existence. They're like, well, shit. I mean, I'll fix the door
Yeah.
tomorrow because it's still gonna be broken tonight.
It's like you don't have to work out because you
I'll
know
fix
you're
this
going
yet
to work.
tomorrow. It's still gonna be broken tonight.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
Do you
if,
think that there's one guy that's just like, all right, I gotta be a better warrior, so he's like training every day so like he can kill everyone?
well, I imagine there. Why wouldn't you? But also, you don't have to work out. You're going to be
Speaking of
working out all
warriors,
night.
Speaking
also,
of
why would
warriors
you
killing
kill
people,
anyone?
Carrie, when is your test again?
Saturday.
Okay.
Oh God! Beware of her toes.
Have a Henderson
Opponents.
mentality.
Okay,
Just
watch
go
the
for throat.
toes. Watch the big toes. She's vicious.
Well, let's jump to chapter 29. This is called Into Bandar Eban, and we have a map. Bandar Eban is a cool peninsula. Water to the northwest and south. Looks like a boob.
brother, damn. One track
No,
mind.
look it. There's like
like a
even kind of like a
boob.
little aerial, and then the little net.
Such a one-track mind, brother Dan.
Or it looks
I
like a
just
space.
love it. I just love it so much, Dan. You're so
Jesus.
funny.
Boobies.
Oh, boo. I like the delayed of like the boo.
Boobs.
Looks like a boo.
So Rand is entering the town. He's walking through. He's got his entourage. He's going through his list. He's got his list of all the women he's killed.
Oh no, this is not a list. This is not like, oh, I'm checking off my list. This is a
Boomer
fucking
Evans.
sad list, Dan. This is sense
sad
the
list.
tone, Dan.
No, it's like
No.
it's
coming.
notches on the bedpost, but like bad notches.
Bad.
Notches.
Downward notches. Opposite of a notch.
Making the list.
It says, quote, oddly,
No,
Loose Theron started to
no,
chant
Josh.
with him.
No, no.
Loose
not
Theron started
associating
to
that
chant with
with-
him, reading off the names, a strange
No,
echoing
no,
chant
no.
inside his
Yena!
Oh yeah, fucking.
All right, let's say hi to Dasha, man. I saw you comment earlier. I love new
What's up, my man?
names.
E cup.
Bandar E Cup.
Ilyana
What?
gets slipped into the list. Ilyana gets slipped into the list, and Rand
Not
allows
funny.
it.
He's not laughing at that. That's terrifying. That was so sad. Sorry.
Rand sees Dobrain. Dobrain's like, I brought order. Rand's like, yeah, to the city.
Dough brain.
Dough brain.
You're a
Duh.
dough brain, Dan.
Honestly, thank
Alright.
you, Josh. Seriously,
Dough
this
brain.
name could not be worse. Why are we having such serious conversations
With a guy named Dobrain. Yeah.
with people going,
He's
well,
so
Dough
funny.
brain, here's the situation. This is just really fucking sad. And it's this way, that way, and forever.
Didn't Min call Rand a Dobrain?
So, I don't even know the answer to
Probably.
that.
I don't think so.
Sounds right. I mean, it sounds.
Wool-headed sheep brain.
Wool-headed sheep sounds like the same thing. Dough brain, wool-headed sheep brain sounds the same to me. So I think that tracks. Yes, she did. She did. Probably.
I got a couple Tyshars. Quote, a frothy wave.
Okay.
All right. Quote, he fingered the O.
Oh, nice. I
That's all
like it.
He fingered
Good
the
stuff. Good stuff. Well, it's stuff. So
Ram, that O he is fingering is
I do.
the act. Go ahead.
No, I said. So what you gonna do? That's all.
Oh.
We're just finishing.
Okay. So he is carrying the access key, the figurine. It was a smooth figurine. He didn't tell Cat Swain he had taken it, but it was one of the things that he got from our box. We got confirmation. And this is, Rand is comparing this to the true power that he accessed. He's like, yeah, these two things are about the same in awesomeness. He also adds Semiraj and Elsa Grinwell.
Grindelwald.
No, not Elsa Elsa.
Grindelwald.
Yes, to his list of women he killed. He wiped them from the pattern, but he killed them. And he was like, yeah, Min, I love her, but quote, if she died, he would add her to the list and suffer for it. He's getting fucking hard right now. He is like no fun Rand right now.
Well, he stopped caring, so he had a moment.
He didn't stop caring.
He's not
feeling. He stopped feeling, which is different.
He stopped. I read it as he stopped caring about certain things that he did care about before, and a year ago he was just very, very, very different, and he's just like very much transformed now into this hard person that can completely and totally do whatever he needs to do and kill whoever he needs to kill, including women, which is hard for him, and he struggles with that, and there's a struggle, but like he's still doing what he needs to do, and he's still killing people. He's still killing women. He's like banished. I don't know. I'm saying, anyways, I think he's whatever. It's fine, Josh.
I'm not
probably
saying,
has a better.
I'm not exactly disagreeing with you, but I'm a little bit disagreeing with you. I think that he just stopped feeling. It's not that he doesn't care anymore. He just doesn't feel the feelings anymore. He still cares about men. He still cares.
What is the difference? I'm sorry. He stopped caring, but he's not feeling the feelings. So if he's not feeling the feelings, how do you care?
It just means he stopped feeling he stopped allowing the emotions to affect him. It's not that he doesn't care.
Which is not caring, I think.
Oh my God, can we stop?
No, he doesn't.
I'm going to step in here.
What?
Okay, so it's like he turned off his humanity switch in his head.
There's no more empathy. There's no more concern.
There you go.
For others.
Which is
in other words, you don't care and you're not really.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you, Kay. I think there's a difference between not feeling something and not caring.
Okay.
There's apathy, which is not caring, and there's no empathy, which is not feeling.
Okay. Hey, there's something problematic I read about this Domani culture. It says, quote, it was said that very young Domani girls practiced the art of manipulating men, preparing for the day that they would be of age.
I know. What's going on with this shit?
What does this even mean?
Honestly, what is wrong with you, Mr. Sanderson? Because we didn't get this. I didn't get this vibe from anything previous to this. So I'm a little perplexed, to be honest.
I'm gonna give you the side eye on that one, Carrie.
Well, I was shocked by this one
Carissa
too.
or Carrie?
I mean, it sounds like grooming. Oh, go ahead.
Can you repeat what you said? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Sure. Let me read it again. It was said that very young Domani girls practiced the art of manipulating men, preparing for the day when they would be of age. Gross. This whole thing that whole sentence is gross.
Yeah. I mean, it just I remember feeling that that was out of character.
Robert Jordan.
Reverse grooming.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I
it
don't-
sounds more.
I don't
regular
remember him ever
grooming.
talking about children like that or like
Yeah.
anything young like that in a section. Yeah, it was just. Yeah, we can move on. Yeah, but Brother Dan, you're building a case.
Yeah, for sure. You have a solid point. I appreciate it. It's off. I feel like a lot of perspectives though, like in this, book so far have been a little off of what I expected from the character. Like they're like a little bit more direct in their approach to the way of their character development, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I mean, that's just Sanderson switching from Jordan.
Yeah, for sure. And
Did
I
you-
expect there's going to be a difference, but it just felt really abrupt. Like I all of a sudden understand their internal like dialogue so much more clearly because it's just kind of spelled out in a different way, and it just felt different. So yeah, it just feels really like kind of abruptly different. You're right though, like it's
But
just
you
a
like
different
it.
writer.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like it. Well, because he references everything. He spells everything out. Sorry, Dan.
I feel like it's
That's
just
okay.
Brandon. I just feel like it's just Brandon Sanderson taking the implied and very indirect stuff that Robert Jordan would imply
And making it
and
explicit.
making it explicit.
Right,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
you're
Nobody is
right.
Brandon Sanderson coming up with this shit on his own. It's that Robert Jordan had all this stuff embedded in the text. We talked about
Oh,
it for
but this
literally years.
was
Literally
no
years.
this
No, I'm
this kind of
I'm
crossed the
sorry,
line a
I
little
don't-
bit.
I don't
Very
agree
young.
with
So I'll read it again if you want. It says
you. I've read
very
it too.
young
I
demonic
think
girls.
it is very much Robert Jordan. There's nothing
yeah.
unique about this.
To me, it is. I mean, it sounds like there's an entire city or country full of like these little Lolitas running around. I mean, like,
What?
I'm going to agree with Christian.
What is that?
that
Lolitas. Do you know that reference?
What does that mean? What is that? I don't know. I don't.
It's
I
a
don't
book.
know.
It's a
Yeah.
book where
Lolita,
someone falls
the-
for a
Avatar.
underage, like seductress, I guess. You know.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like so this feels more in reference to that because it's more spelled out like
I don't really see the. I mean, Lolita
I'm
isn't
sorry.
actually about the girl. It's about
this.
the psychopathy of the male figure. So
Well, yeah. I mean, this
now
this
maybe there's
sentence
a
got-
pop culture reference that you're referring to, but that's not the literary reference.
I'm saying very young demonic girls practice the art of manipulating men. Like, so in your head, you would have how do you manipulate a man if he doesn't find a young girl attractive? I mean, it's
Well,
it
I mean, we
this
can
doesn't
go back
imply
to.
that they're using their sexuality.
I mean, yeah, Brother
That's what
Dan,
I'm
we had
saying. That's
the
what
whole.
I'm saying,
Cat Swain was able to figure out compulsion by talking to like farm girls who learned how to like get shit out of their dad using the one power. Remember that? She like weaved this whole thing together. Anyways, Brother Dan, I'm gonna bone out, but before I leave, I did make a poll earlier on. Let me tell everyone the results of this poll. This is fun. I said, have you hit that like button yet? 30% says. 30% said yes because I'm. Oh no, yes because I'm a decent and noble human being. 30% said, "Do a puppet's head smell like hand?" And then 39% said, "Only if Carrie isn't wearing pants."
Nice.
So
we'll never know.
yeah, we'll never know.
We'll
All
never
right.
know.
Go sleep well and wake.
Sleep
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Wake.
I'm
I
gonna
love
do
it.
both.
Ryan, real fast. Ty Sharp.
Hit-
Rand fingered it.
Yeah, he did. Mwah! With that, sleep well, puppet.
Ty Sharp,
Rand.
quote, the chance to be taken by Rand.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Let
actually.
me see. So he gets to the mansion, the palace, but the mansion, but the palace. He's kind of grossed out by the wealth. He's like, yeah, there's starvation going on, and yet you have this very cool place. It says, after living in several palaces, he was still impressed and disgusted. The opulence he found beyond the manor's front doors would never have indicated that the people of the city starved. He's like, yeah, this place is cool.
Does any?
You get the fifth. What? Okay.
Oh no, it's just like, does any entrance of any place ever indicate that place is starving? It's just kind of a funny.
It is war. This whole land is war torn. Yeah, I mean, they're getting ripped apart, like, to a certain degree, and a lot of it is food because the weather was so crap.
Right.
They couldn't grow shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, yeah, you can steal, but only steal from the rich. Do me a favor. He also says, Dobrain, you're awesome. Go to Tyr. Go do stuff in Tyr. He's like, okay. He's like, yep, you leave in the hour. Because he's like, Dobrain's been here too long, and I need to move. I can't trust anyone. I can't trust anyone. Should Rand trust anyone? Any of these males, Dobrain, what's the other one? Italralde. I mean, Bail Noman. Should he really be trusting someone who he just commands and then bolts? He's not a very good. I don't know. He's kind of a jerk to him. Anyways, should he
I think his read of the social dynamics of these situations is valid. I mean,
is he doing the right thing by moving all these people across the world?
I think he is. Yeah, I think that his read of it, manipulating them by placing them in positions where they are not able to exert their natural influence, is very much like out of the textbook of like Genghis Khan, right? Like, this is running a colonialist kingdom 101. You don't instate a local ruler in a local place. You bring one from nearby who has conflicting interests, where they don't have their natural followers to give them more power than you want them to have, right?
Well, yeah, but that also sparks revolt often, right? I mean, isn't that what happened with certain
Not
colonies?
necessarily, not if you're ensuring that they're behaving in a way that's ethical.
Yeah. He talks to the palace that he's at is one of the council merchants. Her name is Milisar. Hold on. Milisar Chadmar. Milisar Chadmar comes in. And Rand's interesting. He's like, all right, yeah, she is there. It's her house. She's in another part of the house. He's like, I need a throne and a meeting room. They get him a throne. It says, quote, his ornately carved white wood chair wasn't quite a throne, but it would do. Perhaps Milisar had used it for audiences herself. So imagine this guy just coming and taking your cool chair. I grew up and my dad had a chair. It was like his chair. And like, we would want to sit in it, but if he wanted to sit in it, he would just go, he would just do a little whistle with a thumb, like, and we'd have to get out.
A whistle with a thumb.
Yeah.
He's like, whoop.
Yeah. He would do that. So, I mean, imagine the usurpation going on. She's in her house. She is going to, Rand is receiving her. And he's like, get me a throne. All right, this will do.
I think Rand has become masterful. I mean, I realize that he's lost his empathy, but all of these things that he does, the like political prowess of placing people where they do not have their local support, not flaunting the statuette that gives him power to destroy the world, but doing it in such a way that gets the respect of the people around him.
What, putting it like right between his feet while he's sitting on the throne?
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant, dude.
It's boss.
It's
Yeah,
boss.
it is.
And this is what he knew he needed to become. Like,
Look at him from a year ago. Right?
Whether Cad Swain likes it or not, this is the man who can imprison the Dark One.
Yes.
The Great Lord. Like,
also the man that is very vulnerable now to that true power, I think. And
well, I love this passage here where it's like he's weighing out like using the true power versus using the statuary.
Let me ask you, does he have the option to use the true power at any time right now?
I think so.
I think so too. It feels like it's available to him.
What do you think, Carrie?
I'm not sure. My question is, how many people have access to true power that we've read so far?
Rand and the Forsaken.
So
not even all of them.
So the Forsaken access it, and
4 or 5 of them, maybe.
Yeah, it's not that many. It's very few.
I mean, I know when he kind of did it in that chapter, it was more like he didn't realize what he was doing, right? So does it have to be in a time of need for him to access it, or can he just will it? I don't know.
Yeah,
you weren't here for the show, but one theory is that the Great Lord made it available to him to tempt him so that he could be closer and have his touch on Rand.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I think that's going to come back. Like, I think I really like, the more that we read on, the more that I feel like that is actually very true. And the more that like just feels like it's aligning for me, that this is a temptation from the Great Lord. And like, this is very much that, that thing that's going to bring him to the other side and possibly completely turn the entire like last battle upside down or on its head. Like, he could completely shift, right? Like, he could, this could go either way now.
The textual evidence is right here on page 450. Rand carried the access key with him for his reason. It linked him to one of the greatest Turungarel ever created. With that power and the aid of Nynaeve, Rand had cleansed Sidene. The access key had allowed him to tap an unimaginable river, a tempest as vast as the ocean. It had been the greatest thing he had ever experienced, until the moment he had used the unnamed power. That other force called to him, sang to him, tempted him. So he obviously, like, he can feel it right there, right now, tempting him.
Yeah.
So much power, so much divine wonder, but it terrified him. He didn't dare touch it, not again. He carried the key. He was not certain which of the two sources of energy was more dangerous, but as long as both called to him, he was able to resist both. Like two people, both yelling for his attention, they drowned one another out for the moment.
And then we have Luz also there, like, influencing him and saying, like, don't touch it. I still can't believe you did that, which is also confusing to me. So because it seems like he really does need to have access to this for like anything to develop. And I'm still not sure why I feel like that.
Will he use it again?
Oh yeah. This is way too like tempting for him. This feels way too much, like too influential for him to not tap into it again. I feel like he's definitely.
Carrie, what do you think? Do you think that he'll use it again?
Yeah, but the question is when and how. I mean, I think that this will be used in the last hurrah, the last battle. I don't know, like maybe this will be what can seal the Dark One. I don't know.
So he'll wait until the last battle to use it, you think?
I don't know. He kind of has a hit list going on now with all the Forsaken, so it's possible he might use it to kill other people. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think, Josh? Will
I
he
think
say?
so.
Will he use it at all?
I think he'll use it again. Yeah.
And will it be before the last battle?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. We do have a little bit more misogyny. Thank you, Brandon Sanderson. It says, quote, this Damani were no Kyrian who had a seemingly inborn political craftiness, but they were a subtle people, particularly the women. Wink. So, yeah, the women are crafty. 50.2% of all Domanis are crafty. Anyway. He is in what he's talking to Melissaire Chadmar. He's interrogating her about the messenger for Absalom. He's like, where's the king? He's like, we haven't heard from him for months. He's like, all right, where's the messenger? Like, I don't know. Rand's like, did you lie to me? They're like, no. He said he knew nothing of the king's locations. My questioners were quite thorough. Rand says, is he dead? He's like, well, no. He's like, bring him to me. He needs to find out where Absalom is because he thinks that that is his way to find out where Grendel is. And so that's kind of what he's going. It says for there, the instinct said was the best place to find Grendel. It was his best lead, and he would do what must be done. He plans on balefiring her. Well, last chapter is chapter 30. I know it's kind of late, but this is a shit chapter. We can race through this if you want to finish, guys. Okay, chapter 30 is Gawain. It's called Old Advice. Gawain's thinking of his misogynist father, said for two groups you should never trust. First are pretty women, the second are Aes Sedai. Might help you, son, if you ever have to face someone who's both. And that's who Lelaine is. Lelaine's hot, and she has magic. Said a pretty girl like a coal that is cooled just enough to no longer look hot, but be far, far more dangerous. And Lelaine was pretty, particularly when she smiled. And guys, isn't that like one of the worst things that like an old creepy dude could say is like, hey, you should smile more. You look pretty when you do
Pretty
that.
much. Yeah, that's like the worst thing. Yeah.
You should smile
Like,
more.
don't say that. No.
Gross.
Nope.
And it says, quote, she was a woman of the most dangerous type. Psh, gross. But here's the tie shot, quote, with full lips, she looked up at him. Come on. You guys all pictured it. You pictured it. You know. She
I
looked up
don't.
at him with her lips are full.
With full lips. Like she's like, okay, never mind. I won't do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Picture it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like my lips are full. Quote, she had a flowing, ornate hand. Is that Shine? No.
Like that?
No, I mean like
up and down.
Like a stroke.
But like
A
that.
flowing, ornate hand.
Yes. I like it.
I'm doing it.
Carrie.
Not that one. All right, never mind. Quote, came smeared liberally with goose grease.
Oh my god. Damn.
Came smeared liberally with goose grease.
What?
Gary,
Liberally with goose grease? He came smeared liberally with goose grease?
Yes.
What's liberally?
Yes.
Liberally.
Smeared liberally. I came smeared liberally with. All right.
Carrie, it's all up to you. Do you say drink? Do you say
I don't know. I'm like half alive right now.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Let's just end it here. We'll add 30
Here,
to the next.
I'll
one.
give you a summary, guys, for the people in the back, really quick. For the rest of the freaking chapter, Bryn gives him a lecture about sticking to a side and understanding whom you serve and why you chose it. Boring. Gowan. Ugh.
No, are you fucking well?
All right,
Wait.
shaking his head, Gawain left the tent. Lelaine had prodded him. His horse is named Challenge. Does that mean anything to you guys?
I mean, he is a challenge, but
But I mean, that's everything he.
I
has
like
right
Gareth
now, right?
Bryn. I like
He
Gareth
looks
Bryn.
at life as a challenge for sure.
There's a
I
whole discussion just about Gawain should be an Andor. Where is his loyalties? He's a rebel, but he's with Egwene, but he should be with Elaine, and he's doing this thing, and Gareth is calling him on his bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Kay.
My only note on any of these chapters that I actually wrote down was, "What is broken can be made whole," by Gareth Bryn. And because it was one of the only 2 times that I have actually felt welling up tears of sorts. 1 of 2 times in the whole book series, and I thought that was really important because I didn't really know why I felt like that. I think it's a lot to do with kind of our country and the time, and shit feels broken at the moment, to me at least. And I might be the only one. I probably am, but it's just feels a little broken, and this was very powerful. His whole speech to Gawain and how shit is just the way he had to search for hope and search for hope again, and then he was disappointed, and that's just life. That was just such a very relatable kind of summary of life experience in a kind of way for me. So it was just kind of constantly searching for meaning in what you're doing, and hope of some sort, that is that can drive you forward in whatever you're trying to do. And I love Gareth Bryn.
It was a very interesting dive into the mind of a soldier and a general who does what he's told, and may have to grapple with the fact that he does not necessarily agree with it, but he is on board. He's like, yeah, I've thought about this and I'm doing the right thing. But he would do it anyways because he's a soldier and he gave his word. So even if he was on the wrong side, he would still do his soldiering. But this whole talk of he had this whole internal, he's had doubts. He had doubts during the Aiel War.
Aiel War, yeah. Well, I love how we learn about Gawain's father and how he doesn't really know him. And here's Gareth Bryn, his mom's boyfriend, who has been ostracized by her, puts Gawain to rights about his mom and her role and what she did for their country negatively. And then he's also sort of Swan, who you could see as sort of Egwin's mom, metaphorically, is Gareth Bryn's partner. So there's this weird father-son, mother-daughter thing going on with Egwin and Gawain.
Yeah, the dynamic is important. You're right to recognize that.
And I love this, this is a chosen father for him in a weird way. And it is someone who raised him, and but here is serving him up another slice of life lesson pie. It's just, I don't know. I thought it was actually a really cool chapter. And I also really like Bryn and his approach, how he looks at the world and how he gets Gawain to think about things here in a way that maybe he wouldn't have with his brash rushing into things, carrying himself on the back of Challenge, right?
There was also him talking to Gawain about, he's like, so your army, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. He's like, I'm not going to betray them. He's like, you already betrayed them. He said, no, quote, I abandoned them, but I have not betrayed them, and I do not intend to.
Yeah.
And Garrett's like, don't be difficult. He's like, are you gonna torture me? He's like, if they're still awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
This was such an important moment, I thought, because they're like, this is his mentor, the person, like you said, Josh, his father figure. Like, this is everybody in his life that's really important that he's standing up to, and he's still not like he's just, I don't know. This character is evolving in a way that I'm happy about and just like excited to see both of them, both characters actually.
Yeah.
Like, just it's interesting and different than what we've seen, you know, and like a lot of the kind of side characters.
Right. Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
This is more or less summed up by Bryn saying, quote, choosing a side, and once you picked one, deciding if you made the right decision. And he says, you'll need to have a side, and you'll need to know why you've chosen it in the next coming days. That's all I'll say in the matter. And he's like, yeah, Bryn's right. I got to fucking figure this shit out.
Right.
And that's after he tells him about all that shit about his whole life and how he's like, he like had these large hopes, right? Like for leaders and people, and including Gowan's mother, Morghese, and then lost hope when she fell to that asshole's compulsion.
Right.
What is
Ravine.
Gabriel.
No. Gabriel. I was like, no, it starts with a G. I'm sure it starts with a G. Thank you, Carrie. Gabriel. That was amazing, though. Oh, wow.
That's how the chapter ends. Is there anything else about Gowan and Bryn we should talk about?
No.
I love these characters. I mean, I'm excited, again, like about specifically Gareth Bryn. Like, fuck, man. This guy's cool.
He's a fuck man.
This guy's amazing. He's a fuck man. He's a fuck man if I ever met one. Hypothetically, through a book, through words that are not anywhere near my own. Okay.
Well, we are, I would say, looking at the book, we're about 60% of the way done, guys, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing 4 chapters next week, 31 through 34. These are some good chapters as well. I mean, Sanderson doesn't mess around. His job was to finish this story.
Honestly, he's plowing through this and recapping every like little character and like little situation as he goes through it.
This was supposed to be one book.
Kind of epic for me, so I like it.
Yeah. So that let me hit Ryan's music. Ryan's so good at production. I'm sucking it.
No, you're great.
This has been The Way of the Leaf. We'll be here next week doing those chapters. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving. I hope you stay warm and drive safely. The roads are slippery. Put on your seatbelt. Use your blinker. And
Wear your slickers and your rain boots. Put your chains on if it's snowing. Wear your slickers, your rain boots, and
it's
stay
illegal
dry
to
and
use
warm,
chains
everybody.
where I'm at. We cannot use chains.
Oh, only if it's snowing or what?
Yeah, no, you can't use them at all. We don't have
Never?
mountains. Yeah, so they ice the roads, and you got to get snow tires if you want. But there is no chains. Yeah, they chew up the roads too much.
That seems terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Everybody pray for Dan, and anytime he drives anywhere.
I know.
Hey, what's
It's
wrong
tricky.
with me? I'm dealing with snow again right
I'm
now.
sorry. Are you allowed chains, Carrie?
No, I
Nope.
don't think so.
Nope. Plows and
Some people
salt.
Some people have snow tires, but I just have like all wheel or all weather tires. I don't know.
That seems bizarre to me, but I hope you guys stay safe. Please don't drive anywhere this winter.
We have a
event.
state of emergency
Just
right now
stay
in a couple counties, so it's just really bizarre with all the weather we've been getting.
Oh.
Well, weather. What are you gonna do, right? Babies and old people deal with it.
The wheel wills as the wheel what? The wheel weaves. Shit, man, we cannot get that right tonight. Or is it the pattern, Josh? Which one's right?
The wheel wills as the wheel.
The wheel weaves
the wheel
as the
wills.
wheel wills. Wait, the wheel wills as the wheel. Which one is it? Dan, help us!
I
Shit,
mean,
man.